going out to all of the rabble-rousers, change-makers, and those who are just here for a revolution. You are turned in to WNLR Neon Lights Roleplay for another episode of The World Within You, our bass-boosted spray paint splatter take on Voidheart Symphony by Minerva McJanda. And for a very special occasion, it is, of course, today, Juneteenth. For the next few hours, we will flip like shadows between urban playgrounds and nightmare landscapes contained within any major city in North America. If you enjoy Persona, Psychonauts, or seeing the wicked people bend before the uncompromising ideals of the young, superglue that dial right where it is. Before we hit the main event, we want you to be aware that Voidheart Symphony and the story that we are about to tell within it will be one that meditates on the very real evils, both great and small, that people subject each other to. While our players have safety tools in place and a mic in the booth, if you're catching our show across the airwaves, know ahead of time that we might touch on difficult topics. Listener discretion is advised. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can always cut the feed and jam to something that soothes your soul, and hopefully rejoin us and our renegades later. For this episode in specific, we may be covering school and learning environments, family conflicts, absent parents, being a child to parents who immigrated, digital bullying, snakes, clowns, sharks, and self-loathing. I have now prattled on for long enough, and we have a digital studio absolutely bursting with talent, so I'm going to flip it on over to them. Today, we're going to be starting with Tate. Tate, take it away.
Start with me. Hello, Twitch. It is me, Tate Washburn. I will be playing Jordan today, the Harlequin swordsman, man of many talents, and master of none, maybe yet. We will see. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
All right, let's slide it on down to Landy Dan.
All right. Whoa, that was so loud.
I'm so sorry.
That's me, though. Hey, I'm Land the Dan. I'm playing Scott Reiser, our watcher, and very tricky and crafty man who also enjoys a bit of the guitar. And yeah, I've got an axe to grind with this with influencer culture right now.
Hell yeah. Unfortunately, we are going to be sliding past our good friend Milan, who plays Jovan on our show tonight. Hopefully he will be back with us next time. But for now, let's slide it down to Michelle.
Hey, it's me, Michelle. I can totally talk at a decent enough volume. Sorry. But I am playing Sushi, our cat, who is, yes, an actual cat, and also somebody who does not give a crap about anything else going on right here, because I am a cat. Okay, maybe I care about these humans.
Holy shit, it's another fucking... Sorry.
Okay, like, you guys are, like, are fine. The rest of these humans are kind of smelly. And occasionally.
That's a fair assessment.
All right. Let's, last but not least, talk to the one and only Leona Maple.
Hello, I'm Leona. Today I am playing Neela, she, her, and stars pronouns. She is the magical girl of the group. She is the provider playbook. And she cares about her people and loves taking care of them. But she's got to remember to make sure she's not doing that at her own expense, which rough sometimes, you know. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and I think that leaves the Legendary Vermin.
Hi, that's me. I'm Legendary Vermin. I'm found all over the internet as Legendary Vermin. And tonight I am going to be your architect, aka your game maestra. I just want to say before we get into it tonight, I feel honored to be hosting the stream that we do on Juneteenth here on Neon Lights Roleplay. We are, of course, streaming in support of charity, as always, and we will talk a little bit more about the specific charity that we are streaming with after our first break, as always. But feel free to ask Nightbot what it is that we're up to with Bang Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth!
Happy Juneteenth.
Hey.
Happy Juneteenth.
For now, though, let's let's scope into this magical, weird, and wonderful world. So, I think what I want to start with, we are in school for a moment. The next day after where we left off last time, and without getting too specific about the details of what's happening, we see Jovan be confronted outside of a classroom on his way out of school at the end of the day by somebody who is wearing a very clean and well-cut suit. Hey, are you Jovan? We had a couple of questions that we wanted to ask you. Can I take a couple minutes of your time? Don't worry about getting home. If you need a ride, we've got you covered. If you would just follow me. And it becomes very clear that this person is not taking no for an answer. And Jovan is going to be dealing with that during this ongoing downtime from here until we get him back. So, knowing that you all are a man down, and getting the text that's like, I can't make it, count me out for a while, frowny face. You all have some workarounds to do and some things that you probably want to get done in the city before you throw yourself at the psychic might of Quentin Allegra again. So, my question is, turning it over to you, what do you do?
I need a minute to consult my sheet, so somebody else go.
I was gonna say, I always have an idea as to what to do immediately. That is just a thing that Jordan and I share. So I can go first.
If you're ready, Beyblade, let it rip.
Let it rip, as they say. That might have to be a move that he does with his bendy sword at some point. We'll think about that later. Yeah, so, I mean, Jordan actually feels like he's got a bit of a handle on stuff. It's like he really doesn't want to try and make more money and make more money. Like, he can handle the amount of money he has now, and that just does not give him the good brain chemicals at the moment. So instead, he's trying to sort of explore the city he's in. Like, he's not as familiar with this place as his friends, and it's a thing that he likes to do sort of as a hobby when he's got the time. So he's really just going to explore and trying to find a good spot to sit down, sketch. He'll bring like a notebook and think. If it can be a cafe is ideal. Just as like a indoor place that generally doesn't bug you, or like a little park that maybe has like a fun statue or something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. Rollerblades and boats.
Tell me about the place. I like the idea that this is an opportunity for you to. I feel like this is an opportunity for you to show us a new spot in the city that we haven't been to yet.
Yeah.
So let's start with, what kind of a neighborhood is it in? Is it close to the kind of like denser, older, packed streets where you all live, kind of near the city center, or in the older districts? Is it out in like the edge of the city that's a little bit more, gentrified, and better hooked up with all sorts of public transit and stuff?
All right, if you sit in a space with me, so Jordan gets his rollerblades and he just sort of goes in a direction. And I think that he doesn't find a place that he feels like he can sit down and do this sort of sketching until he gets to, it's like near the top of a hill, and I want to say it is on that edge between the denser neighborhood they're in and where it's getting gentrified. In fact, it might be right on the very edge, that there is like a small park that originally just had like a bench and like a little bit of walking space and some plants, and there's like a statue. It's like a local artist that is like made some sort of bronze statue of probably someone else that is like a local hero that Jordan doesn't know, or like was at one point a local hero. But now,
Yeah.
just past that statue, it's like someone has made a nicer and newer like kids jungle gym.
Yeah.
So it's like, it is the line right there, where on one side is wealthier families and watching their kids, and then on the other side at the bench that Jordan sits down at, so he can kind of people watch without being too weird about it.
Yeah.
He's like next to this statue, and he just has opened his sketchbook, and he's kind of just looking around, like trying to get a feel for this spot.
Yeah. How about we call this place Triangle Park? Because
Did
they're.
they do a lot of research there?
What's funny is I'm absolutely taking this from the name of a really shitty industrial zone in Portland.
Oh. As opposed to the shitty industrial zone in North Carolina called Research Triangle Park.
No way! Here we go. Triangle Park. There's one near you. Yeah. So you said it was a park on the edge of the wealth gap
Hmm.
in the city. Yeah. Does anybody come up and talk to you while you're out there sketching?
Yeah, I think so. Jordan is easily distracted, and is happy to have a distraction, honestly, most of the time. I think it's probably someone notices that he has looked at them and has started sketching, and it's just like gesture drawings. They're not like super like detailed, but it is like a thing that they were doing clearly, like tossing a frisbee or something. And maybe some very clothed details that was like cloth motion.
Yeah. I think this is a great opportunity for you to meet Angel.
Oh.
Yeah, so as you're sketching, somebody in that group playing frisbee is like, wait a second, and like kind of trots up to you. And it's Angel. Could you please, Leona, remind us what Angel looks like?
Oh god, we didn't settle on anything good, my friend, did we?
We didn't settle on anything specific, but you did say potentially just Angel from Buffy.
Pretty much like
So
a POC edition of Angels from Buffy, yeah. Go nuts. Like Angelwoods is I believe the arcana is the lovers, so you know that's a boyfriend. It's a boyfriend type person, and they're boyfriend shaped. What do you want from me?
Specifics.
Specifics. All right. They are POC. They are. I think they are. POC. I'm gonna say mixed. I'm gonna say that they're around the same age as Mila. They are kind of dressed in like jeans and a t-shirt, just a real casual like jeans, t-shirt, sneakers kind of vibe. He's there hanging with some friends of his. They occasionally like to frequent here because they can toss a frisbee around with no real interruption. He has very short cut hair, no like facial hair of note, and just a very like friendly face and expression overall.
I'm gonna say, and feel free to write this one way or the other. Disagree with me if you'd like. Pretty, not handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, big pretty Angel Woods kind of saunters up to you, glides almost, looking pretty and sweaty, and is like, "Hey, I think I know you. You go to school with Neela, right?"
Yeah. I
You-
think
does
I
Angel
think I
go
know
to the
you.
same
Just
school as you? Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like he goes to the same school. Yeah.
I've
If he's
I've
like
seen you at
not
school.
just- yeah.
yeah. I've seen a lot of people at school. Apologies if I don't
No, it's all good.
remember.
I'm Angel. I
Yeah,
think
Jordan,
you do
and,
art with my girlfriend.
Oh yeah, Neela. Borrow paints from her. She's very good.
Yeah. Star's great. I was just I saw you out here sketching, and feel free to just like keep hanging. But if you wanted, we were gonna throw the disc a little bit more, and there's a bubble tea place nearby. I know that you got here kind of recently. Just an offer. You don't have to.
He thinks about it for a second. He sort of like tests his drawing hand and is like, "Do I need to take a break? Is this getting sore?" And is like, "Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've never had boba tea, so sure."
Oh, you're in for such a treat!
I generally don't like tapioca pudding, though. I'm gonna say,
It's different. And also,
Okay.
if the chewy bits of like tapioca weird you out, they also have like flavored jellies and stuff.
that sounds pretty good.
Ooh, cool.
Sounds pretty good. And Jordan like put his stuff back in his bag, and it's like this shoulder like messenger bag. Just tightens it up and is like, "Well, not really dressed for the sport, but let's go." And yeah, he's gonna try his best to throw a frisbee around with someone who's probably more athletic than him generally.
I like the idea that you either have to do this in your skates or
Barefoot.
or barefoot.
Barefoot.
Barefoot. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Y'all toss the disc around. Is Jordan any good at frisbee?
I think that he, despite him saying so, is quite athletic enough to move around, but when it comes to throwing it, not in particular. Like, definitely there's some ones that go wide or short or long.
Yeah.
Not more often
I
everyone
think,
else does.
Oh god, I keep thinking about this. Yeah. So you and a couple of Angel's friends, Nico and. I keep wanting to name a character Scam Likely. I've been thinking about this all day. But no, we're not gonna. We're better than that here.
That's something that would
Nico-
happen on the Neon game, not this one. Scam likely.
Yeah. So you also get to talk with Nico and Chris.
Chris.
And they're all kind of like giving you tips, helping you like get better, because like they remember the first time they threw a frisbee. Maybe this isn't the first time for you, but like they're very chill about it.
He just has never really been good at any sport that requires him to throw things.
Yeah. And so y'all spend some time doing that. You get a little bit better. You get some pointers. They're very chill. And then
I have an important
everybody
question.
grabs their. Oh yeah.
When they do the coaching, any of them get very close, and are any of them very attractive? Because that's very much a meet cute. He's like, you gotta like this right behind you. Yeah.
Do you want Nico or Chris to be the cute one?
I don't know.
Let's say it's Nico.
Okay.
Yeah, Nico's cute and absolutely is coming up and like doing the thing of like you gotta get your elbow up.
Yeah, and guiding your arm with his arm like real close and just and trying to be like not react too terribly and maybe succeeding, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Jordan's not that cool of a customer, but like he's been dealing with some pretty tense stuff recently, so I feel like he's probably got more of a handle on that.
Yeah, can slap a lid on it if need be. Okay. This absolutely necessitates a new little square. Tell me. So I imagine once you all have kind of finished up on the frisbeeing, you end up taking a walk. Maybe not even a walk. Maybe they all grab their skateboards and kind of like slow cruise with you over to the boba place. What do you talk about on the way?
I think it's a wide range of subjects, just because Jordan will tend to bring up a new subject every 5 minutes if he's not corralled. But it's probably mostly just stuff they know about the town, anything that they're passing by, especially if the boba place is more in the older part of town, then it would be passing like a lot of local places that have history.
I think you're spending a lot of time on that line, that very clear line between like wealthy neighborhoods are over here and poorer neighborhoods are over here. And it's one of those places that everybody can get to. It's an older place that has come under new management and is now like, they replaced all the old terracotta colored tiles with like fake marble laminate.
And yeah, the majority of the conversation ends up being, oh, what's this? Explaining thing. And being like, oh, it's like this thing from some place 3 moves ago or whatever. Is a lot of Jordan's conversation with new people is relating to previous places he's been.
Yeah. So you moved around a lot as a kid, huh? Says Nico.
He's like, yeah, a lot. Everyone always asks if it's military, but just my dad could never settle down on one thing. Always trying to improve and willing to move us around to get there. He means well, but big chaotic.
Does that mean that you're not here for the long haul?
I mean, every place we go, we say it's like the last place, and we're gonna be here for the long haul, but so far it hasn't, so just, Jordan is skating backwards as he's talking to him for a second and just like shrugs and like weaves a little bit back and forth when he does, and back forward.
And remind me, are you on inlines or
Inline,
quads? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds really hard, dude.
Jordan's trying to play it down, but it's definitely like, yeah. It's like, well, honestly, at this point, used to it, I guess. And you meet a lot of new people, see a lot of new places. It's like traveling, but you bring all your stuff with you every time.
Yeah. Yeah. But not the people. I don't know.
No.
I've been on like a
Not
2-week vacation with my family, and I've been like ready to claw my way back here. Like, Etteridge City is not like my idea of the perfect place to live, but there's just like, there's a lot of people here. Mean a lot to me.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's a pretty cool city in my opinion. There's been places that I definitely was happy to move from.
Top 3 worst places.
If I spelled it out, you wouldn't be able to say it, but Manaway is how you say it. Manaway, Utah was in the middle of nowhere in a valley, in like the valley in the north. Nobody there.
You could have just said Utah.
This is fair. What was that place in Nevada? It was not Vegas, effectively. Nevada is all you really need to know. And honestly,
Not
Vegas
even
is
a
not a
short
great place to
drive.
visit. It was like the south end of Nevada, so not even a short drive. And trust me, Vegas isn't even a great place to like visit close by. It's a once a year kind of visit, not a weekend thing. And I don't really remember it, but man, we lived in Louisiana for a bit, and it was humid as hell.
Yeah. I think Nico's just like shakes their head. I am way too gay to live in Louisiana.
Thankfully, I was not old enough to know myself to have to deal with that. At the time, I was like All I cared about
you
was
see Nico's
Legos.
eyebrows like, whoop.
I'm not gonna comment on that. I mean, trying to play it cool again. It's like, yeah, I didn't know myself well.
Cool. Is there anything else you want out of this scene? Oh no.
I think the only-
we froze it.
It's an excellent expression, by the way.
Perfect,
But anyways,
perfect expression.
I think the only thing is like the end of the scene would basically be sitting down and trying boba, and before ordering to, I think to Nico specifically, it's like, so what's your favorite one? I don't know what to get.
Okay, here's the thing. Whatever flavors you normally like, you're probably gonna like here, but I'm a weirdo. For me, it's plum kumquat. It's very sweet and very sour. Also, there's a little plum in it.
Huh. That doesn't sound bad.
But green apple, just like black tea, chocolate milk tea, matcha green tea, all good options.
Ooh, matcha does sound good. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. Matcha sounds great. And orders it and sits down and has a good time with his new person.
Yeah, cool. I think that's where we'll fade out there. Does anybody have a scene that they want to run next? Oh man, we got 3 people and they're all champing at the bit.
I gave y'all time.
Okay, so here's the question for Jordan then. Would Jordan like some help with his current crises, or is Sushi going to go say hello to their bird friend?
I mean, I'd be interested in the bird friend, and I also know that Neela's got just as much of a thing. So.
Yeah, mine's dire, not imminent. I don't know if yours is any different.
Same.
Or yeah, okay.
Okay. When in doubt, we roll a d3. We do roll a d6.
But there's only 2 of us.
Well, there's okay. So 1, 2, 3 is so Jordan, Neela, then Fish. Jordan. Neela.
Hey.
Sushi's going to like attempt to help you out by busking, I guess, as a cat.
So cute.
At busking?
I have to.
Wait, I've seen this on Instagram. It is entirely
thing?
possible. It's a
Oh.
thing. I saw this video of this guy who's like holding a guitar, and there's this other guy holding a cat, and he sings a song, and he goes meow meow meow, and then the other guy leans the cat into the mic, and the cat goes meow, and then he keeps singing with the guitar, going meow meow meow, and then the cat goes meow. Like I've seen it.
My sister actually trained her cat to do that with the song Watermelon Sugar.
Watermelon sugar. Meow.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think what would happen is Jordan still has like the stall that he technically has for the festival that people have been going by, and he's not like he kind of wasn't convinced he wanted to spend time there, but then after like the boba thing, like the next day, he's just sitting there. He's not trying to sell anything. I imagine Sushi shows up, and if you can decide how that scene goes, Michelle, but I like the idea of just Jordan was not planning on busking or trying to ask for tips or anything, but a hat got tipped over and a cat's doing cute things.
I imagine Sushi like plods by, looks at your stall, looks down at you, looks up at your stall, looks down at you, hops onto the top of your watermelon stall, like sniffs at your watermelon, goes.
Well, I mean, it's his old stuff. It's more
Oh,
like
your old stuff.
random art supplies, sports things, stuff like that from his many hobbies.
Nice. And it just like looks around and goes, "What are you doing?"
How to explain capitalism to a cat? I mean, I'm trying to make money a thing that I can exchange for goods and services that I do not have enough of. And I have a bunch of these old things that I haven't used or touched or really needed in years. So I am attempting to sell them for money.
Okay, so Sushi got distracted like halfway through and jumped into a giant
Exactly.
goldfish bowl.
Yeah, it's a bowl that he did use to make like a diorama of some kind. It was like building a ship in a bottle, but less annoying. And there's nothing in it now. And it just, I'm trying to give this away to other people for complicated, boring human reasons.
I see. And how successful that is, because clearly you need some assistance, right? And like Sushi's gonna like lean over the lip of the bowl, and it's gonna like tip over with Sushi, and Sushi's gonna spill out and just be like, "I meant to do that."
Like, I'm doing fine, he says with a empty or a nearly empty box for money.
Yeah, I think at this point, like
Register.
Sushi's gonna like flick over like a feather hat and just start playing with it.
Like, and I would assume people like start noticing, and Jordan's like, keep doing that. He's gonna reach over, and it's like one of the things marked not for sale specifically because he actually uses it for a thing he still does, like as the gigs with Scott. But he does take his guitar, and he just is trying to put something to the rhythm of cat attacking feather.
At this point, like Sushi gets a little bit bored, flips the hat over, picks up a ball, and starts bouncing it to whatever rhythm that you're plucking the strings to.
I'm gonna have to keep on keeping up with you. This is whole new things every few minutes. Sounds great. He's sort of saying to himself, and just very subtly, he takes some of the change that he has to give to people if they buy something and just puts some in the hat.
Yeah, people, as soon as there's a cat doing tricks on the street, people are stopping. And I think at first, most people aren't realizing that this is like a booth where you're selling things. They're just like, oh shit, there's somebody busking with a cat, tossing money into your, like, putting money in your hands, or like if you've got like a little jar visible. But as time goes on, people realize like, oh, this kid's selling old stuff, and they do like come over and buy some things from you, even while Sushi continues entertaining people out in the crowd. Sushi, did you say what pronouns you were using this time?
Sushi is using they/them pronouns this session, so they're not feeling like any human pronouns this year. Sorry, this day.
Get them out of here. Those human pronouns.
Are you saying there's no humans who use they them?
Anyways, let's not get into the weeds about this.
Look,
Whole conversation
pronouns
we
are
had about this.
confusing. Sushi doesn't care. Just they, them, it, or whatever. Call me whatever. Boop. Sushi's just batting things up now. Literally juggling items now.
I think at one point it's like a balloon. He just like, Jordan blows up a balloon, and it's like that thing where you keep tossing the balloon, but more cat doing an accident, just like, every once in a while he reaches out with a foot to make sure it stays up in the air next to you.
Yeah. What is something that each of you learns about the other during this experience?
I think that Jordan might find out what kind of music Sushi likes, and or maybe Sushi will find out what kind of human music they like.
Yeah.
Because Jordan's just riffing on a bunch of different stuff. At one point he does like the Greatest Trapeze, if you've ever heard that tune, like da na 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 da 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 da.
I think so,
I
yeah.
wish I could say that I had, but
I wish I could remember the lyrics. Tune from my childhood, not important. It's circusy. It's on his mind for reasons.
yeah.
I think Sushi learns maybe not just about like, hey, Jordan can do a lot of things, right? Like, can juggle these weird human social niceties as well as play music at the same time, but also, I guess, the sort of perseverance that Jordan kind of goes through to keep at it.
I love that. How would Sushi vocalize that? Because I think that there's like some dialogue there.
Hey, it's like, you're really... I think Sushi is like still tapping with their tail to whatever beat you're doing, and it probably sounds like meows to everyone else. But like Sushi is just like standing up, like tail sort of lashing to the beat. Two paws on the once again overturned fishbowl, and just goes, "You are surprisingly, what's the word? Persistent."
That's... Thank you, I guess, but I feel like I've made the wrong impression. I'm extremely scatterbrained generally, and in fact, can't pick one thing to do, but I like that I give that impression.
I think Sushi just like, no, like licks their nose a little bit, sniffs. You're a flashy human, but you're also dedicated. Yes, that's the word, dedicated.
Yeah, Jordan's not sure. It's like, it's hard to argue with the cat. It's like, well,
And you shouldn't argue with a cat.
Yeah, I guess that's very true. Wise words indeed.
Boom. Yes.
My good cat. And he's saying parts of these out loud, and you know, it is cuter, in fact, for the crowd because it's like one half of a conversation, so it looks like Jordan's just improvising it with meows.
Like Sushi is like nodding along, so it looks so like everyone else who's like looking is like, this is definitely a conversation, but we're only privy to like half of it.
It's very much like, well, you are quite good at making money despite not knowing what that is, it turns out. All proceeds are for the cat, I promise. Wink. I will get you some stuff, don't worry about it. It seems unfair for me not to. I'll have some nice fish or something.
I think a Sushi sort of like preens a little bit, you know, like where they do the whole stretch and like bend. It's like, yes, I am very good at this. What are we doing again?
Don't worry about it. Just tell me when you like a song, and he'll keep on cycling through a bunch of stuff. And again, it's very simple. It's like some chords and some really like simple licks. I think it's one of these things that like, oh, Scott's much more technically gifted at this, but good enough for a little something.
I think you find like one that's like a bunch of like pentatonic chords in a row, and Sushi just sort of like starts bopping a little bit more to it.
All right, that's working for you. And I like that it's not a genre. It's like a kind of chord progression. It makes sense that like cats are no respecters of genre.
It's like, I don't know, it just sounds good.
In the end, that's all that matters, right? It's the point of music.
All right. Well, it sounds like, based on what you've narrated here, correct me if I'm wrong. This is you putting in the work, Sushi,
Yeah.
to see to the wolf at the door.
Yes.
Okay, so at the end of this, you've worn yourself out a little bit. What condition are you marking? And tell us how it wears on you to get you to that point.
I think for Sushi, it's a little bit like, at the beginning, it wasn't too much, right? Like, just a couple people came by, and, you know, Sushi just sort of, like, rocked out a bit. But I think near the end, like, sort of, like, near the end of this, like, they had drawn, like, a pretty large crowd of people. And, Sushi's a lone cat, okay? They hang out with, like, their humans, and Neela, and that's it. And Sushi's feeling pretty overwhelmed at this point. It's like, too much attention. Look, I demand attention when I need it. You don't give me attention when I don't want it.
Yeah, you get to that point after a while where it's like people coming up and trying to handle a cat, where it's like suddenly it's like,
Oh,
like
and
the
especially
idea.
the disrespectful like tail pulling when you're like, hey, no.
I don't know why I grimace like that. Like, I'm not a cat. I've never experienced it, but I feel for them.
Yeah. I also have to imagine that it's like there was a trickle of people, and then like one group, like a big group, showed up almost all at once. So it just kind of snuck up on both of us.
Oof,
A bunch of kids, even like a little field trip type.
Yeah.
especially the ones that
I'm
don't
into
know how to
that.
respect cats.
Mm-hmm.
Like ear pulling.
Jordan's trying to be nice about it as soon as he sees that, but it's very much like, how do you discipline someone else's kids?
I mean, if you're a
Hey,
cat,
don't. Yeah.
Very much a lot of
So there's
meowing of rude that nobody understands except Jordan.
So it very much has to be a no, don't do that, and then see. What did we learn, kid? As he stands between them and Sushi. What did we learn?
I hate cats.
That's not the thing you should. And then an adult gets in between, and now that you no longer has this conversation, no, I mean he's pulling the tail. It's not their fault. Whole thing at that point.
Yeah, that's probably where the booth has to be shuttered for the day. But yeah, so go ahead, Tate, and take that crisis from what was it at? Imminent, dire?
Dire, imminent.
What was it at?
It was at not dire, imminent.
Okay, so you're taking it from imminent to quelled, which means at the end of this sequence, unless something happens to stir it up again, you won't have to mark anything in the corresponding category when the investigation's over.
Good, because I already have a lot of lack.
Well, it's you don't gotta worry about it. No. So we have two folks who we have not gotten to tarry with yet. Who is feeling bold enough to step up to the plate?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we tag teaming or what's the vibe? What's the plan?
If we're tag teaming, I want extensive scene work. I'm kidding.
So if you need to do what you need to do, Scott has an idea of how to deal with what he's going to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
So
I
if
can
you
go
feel like
either
your
way.
energy would be better spent on yourself, then you should do that.
Okay, fair. I mean, I can do. I think I can do either. Like, I can either I can help you out, or I can if you know how to help me out, I can also Toad's up to you.
There's functionally no difference between putting in the work and doing it yourself, and each of you doing that and doing it for each other. But I like the idea of the both of you doing it for each other because because you're a team, and this is a great opportunity to see your characters.
Basically, instead of
Yeah.
me doing it myself and then me taking the condition, I would help you, and then I would take the condition, and then you would help me, and I would take the condition. So yeah.
Wait, why are you taking the condition?
Wait,
first?
sorry, you would take the condition. I can't.
Jeez, I know you're a
I
provider, but you don't need to be
and
that simple.
I take the condition,
I
and then I
cannot
would do it
English
myself
today.
and take the condition because I'm the provider, and I can't bear to see you take a
Stop.
condition.
Stop calling me out. I can't English today, okay?
It's all good. It's all groovy.
Ooh, take that's a good one too. All right. So yeah, however you want to do it. Shall we tag team, or are you feeling like doing it yourself?
Sure, we can tag team.
Tag team. All right. I feel like this starts with like Scott like trying to invite like Neela to come hang out. Does that feel plausible?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Or like it starts
What?
with like a text thing. Like Scott's like, I'm gonna be here, and Neela's like, oh man, I wish I could come to that, but I'm still freaking grounded. Like I feel like that might be more their vibe.
Okay. All right. So Scott will probably send Neela a message saying, "Hey, I have something I've been working on, and I could use some help. Can you meet me at the music room at school?"
And she'll text back, and she's like, so long as it's within school hours, because I'm still grounded. But she will agree.
I mean, I was probably gonna do it after school.
I think if your parents knew that you were at school, you could probably get away with it.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, Neil's probably like,
All right.
actually, yeah, I think I can make that work, and she'll be like, all right, I'll see you there. And she will scuttle her way over there after school.
Okay.
So the music room. What are we looking at here?
All right. So we're in the like the MIDI lab, like recording studio area.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
All right.
I
So
have to
here's the
imagine
deal.
it's super old stuff. Like it is not remotely new tech.
All right. Here's the deal. I need money because my guitar is not doing great, and I need to get it fixed. So, since music is kind of my thing, I thought I would try taking like songwriting commissions. So I signed up for Sixer, and I was gonna try and see if I find some clients, but I need a sounding board.
I can...
Normally I would ask Jordan. Normally this is something Jordan helps me with, but he's off doing something with sushi right now. I'm not entirely sure what.
Jordan wasn't entirely sure what, let's be real.
Hey, can I see your guitar?
Yeah, sure. Here. Just be careful. It's not in as good a condition as it was.
Yeah. What did you say was wrong with it? Like out of character? Like do the strings need replacing? Is that kind of the vibe?
I'd say the strings are wearing out, and maybe the head screws are also wearing out a bit, or like stripping a bit.
Yeah, old strings that'll got a tune click, but bad head screws. Oh no.
Yeah. Anila looks at it and she's just like, I think I can take care of this for you, actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got some stuff at home. Do you mind if I like borrow this?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think I can trust you with it.
Yeah, I'll have it back to you tomorrow. No problem. Super easy. I just gotta go home.
Yeah. Why? Oh.
Why? Oh,
Why? How is this possible?
Wait.
Because...
Feel free to tell Dan, but
one of my parents like runs a music shop, so like we've got extra parts lying around.
How did I never know this?
Never came up in conversation.
Can I come with you?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Like, what are they gonna do? Say no?
I don't know. How bad of an influence?
You're not in this scene.
How bad of an influence do they think I am?
I mean, what? How what?
How bad of an influence do they think I am?
I don't know. Debatable. That's fine.
how are your grades?
How are my grades? Yeah, that's a good question.
No. How are
Scott's grades.
how are Scott's
Oh
grades?
yeah, how are Scott's grades? How are your grades?
Lie about it. They don't have your transcripts. Man.
How good do they need to be?
Better than mine. I'm at a C plus, and I like if you're like a B plus student, then like I could be like, hey, we're like we could like study together. I just need to convince them that I'm working to get my grades up, you know?
I can do that.
Hell yeah! All right, cool. Well, let's go then.
All right.
Also,
Lead the way.
did you still need me as like a sounding board? Because I think this is a great idea. I think you should definitely do it.
I'd say this. Well, the sooner we fix my guitar, I can write better songs.
Yeah, like they'll sound even better, which is I think a win-win. All right, cool, let's go. And Neela like will like put the guitar in the case and like just like shoulder it, and she'll be like, all right, and she'll like start leading the way to like past her place. I think just around like the corner from her house, like one of her parents, I haven't figured out who yet, owns a music shop. She'll just...
Do you have a fun music shop name for it in mind?
The Corner Blues.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is the Corner Blues, and it is run by my father. And I don't have a name for him yet. But I think my father is a musician and loves music.
Hell yeah. What is the dad band that your dad is into?
Oh god.
Remember that you can make one up.
That's also true.
That's what I was going to do.
Kind of like a real band, but is obvious.
You can also make one up that is adjacent to a real band.
that was going to be the game plan, I think.
Very nude women instead of bare naked
The
ladies.
all Canadian region.
Billy David.
I hate all of this. I hate all of this.
The what?
Just
God.
Jay!
Oh no, a synonym for tenacious. Persistent.
Persistent.
Persistent J.
Persistent J. Fuck. Okay.
We need a
I-
Toro t-shirt for this.
The one is too
man.
good to not.
Merch thread.
I was gonna quote a real life band, but the what is too good to not use. I think it's gotta be the what.
Dang.
We murdered chat. We have murdered chat. I just have to I just say this for the pod. So just wrote, I just retyped this shit like 4 times because I spit out my water. That's amazing.
You walk into the Corner Blues, and of course, the what's 1978 classic "What Are You" is.
I do not regret this one bit. Hey Dad, how's it going? How's work today?
Oh, you know, it's a Wednesday, but things are going pretty well. I sold that Seafoam Green Stratocaster that we've been holding on to. I get to brag to your mother tonight.
Well, I have no idea out of character what a Stratocaster is, but
It is
It's a famous kind of guitar.
Yeah.
oh,
it's
okay,
a-
okay. Well then in that case, Neela's like, oh, shit, wow, Dad, that's awesome. Like, congrats.
It was worth
yeah.
restoring.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you. And you get the sense, Dad, as you're watching Neela kind of talk to her dad, that the restoration part of the guitars is something that she's really into. And that's why she's able to that's why she's able to like think about restoring and fixing up your guitars, because she enjoys the hands-on work of like restoration and things like that, and like fixing shit up.
I like the idea that your dad has actually there's 1 or 2 guitars in the house where he stripped them down so that you could paint on them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you look in the corner, there's a guitar that's not for sale, and it's got Neela's mandalas and marigolds artwork all over it.
Aw.
It says you can play Stairway to Heaven on this on a little side.
Yeah.
But it's one of those guitars that just like does not hold its tune very well.
It's not Stairway to Heaven, it's Escalator to Elysium.
Iron Bloom!
Jesus.
You've opened the forbidden door here, you know that, right?
Yes, the world within you, where we're famous for legally distinct frums.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a Persona-inspired campaign.
There's like a little sign. There's a little sign underneath that guitar that also says, if you love this artwork, please check out my beloved daughter Neela at Mandalas and Marigolds on Instagram. Like, it's a very dad moment of like,
Oh,
I'm really
man.
proud of my daughter, and I'm going to like just put a little sign on here to let like people support her. Like, I think they know that she's like an artist. They don't know that she like does like hardcore graffiti all the time. I mean, they've seen it around. It's like one of those things where like they've seen it around town. We don't talk about it, but they understand that I'm like an artist.
I like the idea that maybe your mom, whoever is the more strict, can't believe anything is can't believe that my child would do anything wrong, is like in complete denial, and they're like, I can't believe that they're stealing your artwork.
Yes.
It's a
Oh my
George
Got
god.
it in
You're
your
hanging
sketchbook.
out,
I
right?
can't
Yes.
believe that they stole it and painted it.
Yeah. She's just
You have
like,
to, you have to
know,
do something
right?
about these thieves on your campus.
Oh my gosh, like intellectual property rights. Am I right, Mom?
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
You'll also say that. Fuck it.
Hold on, though. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. That mediocrity can pay to greatness is that full quote.
I did not know that. I love it.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Oscar Wilde, baby.
That makes sense. That
He's
sounds
great.
very Oscar Wilde.
He's a legend.
Mediocrity can pay to greatness. That's such a Oscar Wilde.
You mean a
phrase.
famous quote was taken out of context to obscure meaning? What?
What?
To reverse it even. That hasn't
Yeah.
happened before ever. Nope.
Nope. Never. After all, birds of a feather flock together.
I have questions about that, but we'll come back to them.
Until the cat
because-
arrives is the full quote.
Ooh. Until the cat arrives? I love that.
Wow, we're learning so
Wow.
much.
We're gonna
I
bring
did
the
not
cat
know that.
flock, motherfuckers.
So while we're still in the scene, your dad does take the. Oh, who's this?
This is.
Hello,
Has your
sir.
dad met Scott before?
Has he met any of us?
I feel like no. I feel like my dad, who I've named Rubby, by the way. I feel like my dad
Robbie?
has. Yeah. I'll toss that in our chat and have a sec. I feel like my parents are like aware that I have a friend group, and they're very aware of Sushi because Sushi comes into the house all the time. So Sushi's the one that they're the most aware of. But I think they're like, she's hit high school, and it's like that like vibe of like her friend group has changed. So it's like they know of her old friends, and they know of like Angel because Angel comes over. But it's like some of these newer friends they're not 100% sure about just yet. So it's like a whole bunch of like meeting some of the new kid friends, and so it's like one of those. So she's like, oh, Dad, this is Scott. We're friends.
Hello, sir. It's nice to meet you.
Ah, very polite. I like that.
I do try to make a good impression.
Well, you're not just stopping by for my incredible good looks and great taste in music, I assume.
Maybe the latter, just a bit. I actually would love to. I would have loved to have seen the Stratocaster you were talking about.
Oh,
I think
I have a picture.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah. Show him the picture.
And
While
your
it's
dad
happening-
very slowly hunts and pecks for it.
In the meantime, just hand Neela your guitar for her to work on while you occupy her father with.
She's already got it. So like while her
Very
dad's doing that, she's
subtly
like,
hand her the fucking full-size guitar.
no, she's already got it. She's
From
just
the
like,
phone.
she's like, Dad. By the way, Scott here has a guitar and like the head screws are coming and like the strings need replacing. I was just like, we could do a favor, right? Like, we're good friends. We hang out all the time. Like, Scott's also like helping me study. Like, he's got a B+ in chemistry, you know.
Oh.
Yeah,
You couldn't find an A student to study with?
Dad.
Nah.
I'll let that slide. I will try not to take that personally.
Look, B+, then A. I got this. I just need someone to explain the basic. It's fine.
You hear that?
Like-
You're getting replaced eventually. And it's just
Gosh, that's not what
shit-eating grin at Scott.
I have. The like. There's just a bunch of whining from Neela. Like, it's not what's happening.
Yeah. You don't open any new packages without talking to me first. But yeah, go for anything in the back that's already open.
Thank you.
Of course.
And she'll like look at Scott. She'll like, I'll be right back. And she will like run into the back with the guitar and leave Scott to look at the pictures.
Yeah, and he shows you like a couple of pictures of a gorgeous Stratocaster. Not like a new Stratocaster, one that was from probably like oh god, like when were the early Stratocasters? I feel like 79 Stratocaster. That he not only shows you like the before and after, but like some of the like restoration process of it, because they end up replacing sections of the frets in the fretboard that got cracked.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
it was-
refurbished all of that?
Yeah, it was basically good as new as soon as I was done.
Where'd you learn to do all that?
Here and there. I thought I was going to be a cool musician when I grew up, and so I ended up working on my own guitars a lot because I didn't have tons of money to throw around, musician on tour, all that. But when one of my friends busted his guitar and I, found a new neck headstock for it, cleaned the whole thing, gave it back to him. He said it played better than it ever had, and I realized at that point that I was no studio musician. I didn't have any friends who were cool enough or in a big enough band that I could ride their coattails, and so I ended up opening this place. And good thing too, because I don't think Neela's ma would have gone for me as a roadie, which was the other option at that point. So, you play guitar. Tell me. Say more.
Yeah. I mean, don't we all dream of becoming cool guy musicians?
Yeah. Definitely,
When you were
definitely.
my age as well.
I
But
didn't
yeah.
get started as young as you, unfortunately.
Well, hey, it's never too late. But yeah, my mom is my mom's the only person providing for the household, and so I do what I can to make her some extra money. And so I Do you know the reality bar across town? Bar and lounge?
And he'll kind of lean in and quirk an eyebrow. How old are you?
I'm not drinking, don't worry. The owner is an acquaintance of mine, and he lets me play on open mic nights. It brings in some money
Do you ever busk? I feel like I've seen that guitar down at the 5th Street station.
I haven't done it recently. I've been trying. I have tried doing something recently. How do I explain this to a parent? How do I explain this to Neil's
Explain
parent?
it to a guitar player.
Well, gig economy being what it is, there's actually a website these days where people can commission you for various things, including music, including writing music. It's called Sixer. People will hire you. They'll tell you what you want or what they want, and you do your best to accommodate it. So I've tried taking commissions. I will say you do see all types on there.
Well, I wish you luck with that. And I feel like this is a good time to have Neela come out and either have fixed it or like to take over the conversation again.
Yeah. She'll be like, all right, should be good as new now. And she comes out and she like presents you the guitar, and like sure enough, it's all fixed up, new strings, new head screws. Looks like it's got a little bit of polish on the guitar too. Like she shined it up real good, you know.
Yeah. Wax it and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't say you were going to wax it.
I didn't, but like, come on. That's about like, what do you say all the time, Dad? Like, you're gonna if you're gonna help a customer, if you're gonna like take care of a customer, take care of them, right? Right?
I can't believe my good influence is rubbing off on you.
It was worth it. Look, you saw what this
It
guitar
looks
looked
great.
like.
It looks great.
Thank you. What do you think, Scott?
I can't believe you did all this that fast.
Yeah, I've got some practice.
And a cordless drill.
That too. You can tell Neela's being very like humble about this. Like she will not tell you how much time she has spent like in her home doing DIY. I think like even their like actual home, like they have like DIY renoed it. Like her and her parents like doing stuff with their hands is like a big deal for her. And like yeah, she's not gonna let on to any of that. But it's just like yeah, happy to help.
I mean, thanks. I really saved my ass on this one. Looks over at Robbie and they're like, oh.
You can swear if it's in rock and roll, right?
It's chill.
I like your attitude.
It's chill around here. You're fine. You're fine.
Alright. So, what do I owe you?
Study sessions.
Yeah, that.
I can do that.
Okay, well, thank you, Dad. I guess we're gonna go study, because I promised I would do better at chemistry, so that I could get ungrounded.
Good.
Get
Glad
things
to
done,
hear
bye!
it. Bye.
Like, Drake's got out of the building.
So before, as Neela goes out the door, Scott turns back to Robbie when she's out of earshot and just says, "Sir, I just want you to know, regardless of what it may say on your report card, Neela's trying very hard. I just hope that I just want you and her mother to understand that."
She's very lucky to have a friend like you, Scott.
The feeling's
No, I'm
mutual.
serious about those grades, though.
Don't worry, I'll get her up to a B+, and then she can trade in for the upgraded model.
He'll chuckle and wave goodbye.
You have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
Do y'all want to play out the study session as well, or do you feel like that's a good place to cut and assign your conditions?
I think the study session is a good place to like cut,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Right. I don't
Yeah,
think we need to
sure.
play out chemistry lessons.
Unless you wanna meet her
Because
mom
I don't
on the way
actually
in,
remember
too.
a ton of air.
That's what this is.
Oh, no.
I think meeting one parent is enough for today.
I have
God,
Jeez.
if I bring a boy
All
to
of
both of my parents, it's going to go around the neighborhood. Like the neighbors will know.
What is Angel gonna think?
I know,
Yeah, you got
right?
questions.
There's going to be like I'm trying to get out of a crisis. You're going like if I do that, we're going to cause another. Like, because Angel's gonna meet my mom, and my mom's gonna be like, "Oh, this nice boy Scott that Neela brought home," and then it's gonna be a whole fucking thing. Let's not go there.
Honestly, though,
Some auntie is gonna be like, she's two-timing it with a white boy.
Honestly, don't you know
Oh, God,
your auntie
now we're
next
just in
door is
fucking-
constantly watching me?
Just Scott Pilgrim it up. Is your
Oh,
mom gonna come after me with a katana?
no, but Angel might. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Also,
In that
Neil's
case,
trying to like Angel. He's too respectful of them not to like him.
he's so pretty that he gets away with everything.
Nah,
I feel like he looks like a famous actor as well, a little bit.
He's definitely got the pretty going on. Yep.
Yeah. So, what conditions are y'all gonna mark before we take our first break?
Alright, I think that given that I just had to lie to Neil's dad about how smart I actually am, Scott's not feeling too great about his abilities right now, so I think I might mark insecure.
That's really funny because I was also thinking insecure because of how Neela's dad was like poking fun at her.
Hell yeah, I love it.
I love it. All right, we're both insecure. That's really funny, actually.
That's extremely cute, is what that is. And with that,
Just
gang,
both walking down the street blushing.
okay, with that, that is the end of our second set of city actions, which means I am checking another mark on our big countdown clock during this investigation.
Oh,
Dun,
no.
Don't worry,
dun.
nothing's bad yet. But
Yet.
yet. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna
in
take
fact, oh shit o'clock.
it's yeah, it's oh shit o'clock. We are going to take our first break of the evening. Don't change that dial, but get up, stretch, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do to be ready for more of the world within you. Michelle, take us out. Hi everybody, we are back. We are still the world within you, and we are, as always, streaming in support of charity. To tell you a little bit more about tonight's charity, I'm going to slide it on over to Leona.
Hey, that's me. This episode of The World Within You is dedicated to Black Joy. It is my absolute honor that we are streaming today on Juneteenth and that we are doing our part to uplift Black queer communities, in fact, this Juneteenth, throughout Pride Month and beyond. To that end, please join us in raising funds for the Brave Space Alliance, our charity of the day, the nation's first and foremost Black-led, trans-led LGBTQ+ center on the south side of Chicago, dedicated to creating and providing affirming, culturally competent, for us, by us resources, programming, and services for LGBTQ+ individuals on the south and west sides of the city. Please send them your love and your support on our behalf. And just so you know, we are a third of a way to our $150 goal for tonight. So thank you so much to Levi, Rainey, and Egg-chan for your wonderful kind donation so far. If you would like to know how to support Black Joy and Black queer goodness and support the name of the charity that just completely slipped out of my mind because it's like literally right in front of me, but I just can't like brave space. God. ADHD fam. Please type !Juneteenth in the chat. We would love to have you donate. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Hope you're having fun. Thank you for joining us for the stream.
Yeah,
That's all for me.
Thanks for being here. To not only everybody at the table, but everybody who is listening in at home. We're really lucky to get to do this for such a wonderful channel. To bring us back in before the music loops, we have had a little bit more time pass. The week comes to a close. Doors close and open, and we find ourselves with another chunk of time for our rebels to spend down. If you've played the Persona games, this is the part of the game where we're looking at the calendar saying, what do we want to do with this week? Are we gonna touch base with our contacts? Are we gonna go shopping? Are we gonna work our day job? So yeah, what do your calendars look like, my fine rebels?
Who's got this? Nobody
Well,
else?
I went first. I think it's
Alright,
it's what
fine.
you're saying.
Okay, fine. I can go first. I was gonna be like, I just like wed, so like I don't have to, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I was hoping to let my hair down in terms of moves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my goal. That was like step 1, let my hair down.
Step 1, hair down. Step 2,
Hair down.
profit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Step 3,
You're letting your
profit.
hair down. Is anybody else interested in joining to let their hair down?
I will, because I think I was planning on doing it.
Heck yeah. Okay, so the two of you can let your hair down together. What are y'all gonna do to blow off steam or find comfort?
Well, definitely not study session. This is probably like, oh, well, it's later in the week. We've already established that.
I imagine the study sessions have been ongoing a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, not every day, but like, yeah.
We're making it very obvious. Oh, by the way, does that mean that I can now get rid of it because it was not dire imminent? Like, has that been
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah,
should get
both
rid
of
my
those
crisis.
crises should be moved either from dire to imminent or from imminent to quelled.
Hey. All right. Perfect. She is working hard to show her work, and prove that she is doing the things. And
Plus my last chemistry test.
yeah, she got a B+ in her last chemistry test, and like, god damn it, she wants to go out.
Well, my
She
work
wants-
here is done.
Stop!
Absolute faith in the
I imagine this is one of those things where like your teachers let you resubmit work, and so a lot of what
Yeah.
you've been doing is like clawing bad homework back.
Yeah. That feels right. So yeah, she is going to she's gonna ask Scott if they want to go graffiti. That's like her fave thing.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't think I ever got my bike back. I think she's still like saving up funds to like get a new bike. So she's on foot. But
Yeah, okay. You're on foot, so that changes where you could go to tag. What spot are you gonna bomb?
I'll leave that up to Scott. She'll be like, it's fine. Like if I gotta take the subway, I can take the subway. Go on, come on.
Alright, well, what's around the city that you can get to on?
Tons of stuff.
That
Depending
isn't
on
Quentin's billboard again.
Yeah.
So
Every once in a while we draw like a mustache on that guy, but it isn't there or anything.
I still like the idea of just reversing the QR code with white and black paint. Just
God.
all the white squares become black and all the black squares become white.
So where I usually see like lots of chunks of graffiti are on-ramp tunnels, big like wharfs and big like industrial buildings, and in alleyways. Those are like the most common spots. Or if y'all want to get really spicy, you could be tagging like an overhead, like an overpass on a freeway. One of the ones where you're gonna have to like hang off the side to tag it, and it's definitely a 2-person job.
Alright. I like the idea of on-ramp tunnel, just because there's one near where I live that has a lot of graffiti on it.
I like it. Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah, so you're in, you kind of carry your stuff. It's real late, and you are in the on-ramp tunnel. You're suffused in kind of this like greenish light, and the walls are done up. They're not like flat concrete here. They're actually kind of like porous, small tiles about an inch across with lots of grout in between them. It means that you have to use like different kinds of paints than you're normally used to, but what it also means is that this spot is going to be like really visible to a lot of people, so your tag is going to be like really cool and like on display for everybody. What are y'all painting? Is it a name? Is it a picture? Is it stencil work? What are you doing?
What are your thoughts?
So Scott by himself had the idea to write like a musical staff and like just write a short like piece of short like lick of music on the wall.
Hell yeah.
What is the twist that you help put on that, Neela?
I think the twist. Neela's got a very obvious brand with her Mandelas and marigolds, and I think she is going to like allow like marigolds to blossom from each of the notes, like just like behind each note there's like a blossoming flower, and I think she adds the words underneath like music makes the world go around, because she likes her shit being a little pointed. She likes having a little message with her stuff. But yeah, so like Scott does, and she's like, oh dude, yeah, totally, I love this. And she'll like, do you mind if I like just add a little little jazz? And she'll like start adding the flowers in, like add the words. She'll like, yeah, that's real cool. She like leans back, like takes a photo for Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So what do y'all talk about while you're out here tagging?
Hey, what do you have you heard anything about Quentin, dude? Or has he been laying low?
As far as I know, he's been laying low. I know Danny at the bar has been trying to get some people together, no?
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Look, like he hurt so many people. Like, if there's a trail of body, like if he's leaving body, let's find the bodies.
True that. Hey, does Danny have an Instagram? And she like pulls it up on her phone. Like, and if like there's like a social media post, she'll like share it to her story and to her page and be like, hey, looking for anyone who needs support, who hasn't hurt by this kind of stuff, come to Danny's bar. She'll like try and basically like aid in this thing, if that's an option.
Yeah, I think last time when I talked to him, I helped him like get set up on the tournament. Oh
hell yeah. Yeah. You see Neela's like furiously like typing away on her phone, and she's like, okay, cool, and like shares the story, like puts up another Instagram post with like information about like Danny's bar and like all about this whole thing. And hopefully that like helps, because I feel like she's got a little bit of a following on Instagram. Hopefully that like helps get the word out to people that an organized resistance to Quentin is starting to happen, and she's like trying to help make it more known. I don't know if that's quite enough vermin to get us another point, but like she's
I
helping.
don't think that's enough yet, but it definitely improves your
0.5.
odds.
Yeah, for sure.
I might play on that next one.
Do it.
Cool. Yeah.
Especially if we're just here to let her hair down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just making art.
Cool. Well, I think that means it's time for a roll. So I would like you both to check against lack.
Hell yeah.
I don't let my hair down too much.
Well, the nice part about checking against lack is that we have +2s in chat. Oh, I guess I didn't even need it.
What'd you get?
I got a strong hit.
What'd you roll, Scott?
I got a weak hit. I guess if I use my +2, I can turn that into a strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we see what the roll actually was? Oh, there.
I
Mouse
hover
over the
it.
number.
So I got a 4 and a 2.
4 and
I
a
got
2.
5 and 6.
4 and a 2 minus 1 will bring. Oh yeah, that would bring you to a strong hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Hell
So you both are
yeah.
gonna get strong hits here. Which means that in addition to each of you marking world, and I believe Scott, you may be ticking over into your
I
next
believe
rank
that's
of world.
correct.
Each of you get to pick one. You see somebody unexpected, draw a new link for an NPC on the relationship map, or to a location or an NPC here. Or gain a new friend, mark somebody as a new minor covenant, or find this particularly healing, refresh a gauge.
Ooh. Do we also get to clear a condition? Because it says on a hit mark world and heal a condition?
Yes, you do.
Okay, amazing. Oh, I'm so happy.
I'm no longer angry.
You're no longer angry. Oh,
You got it out in the music. You made a very aggressive little song on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I marked world. Did I mark it in the right spot? I think I did.
Hey, I'm not looking at your sheet.
No, I
don't
did.
know.
I did. I thought I put it in rank. I did not. I put it in the right thing. Okay.
That is 5.
Ooh. And when we refresh the gauge, we get to take one of the X's off of.
Yeah, one of the X's, not one of the black marks.
Okay. Or I can make a new
For
friend.
people at home, in the background on this game, there are two things that I use to beat up the players. I use conditions, which make it harder for them to roll successes in the capsule, which is the Persona-y Psychonazi side of this. Or I make them tick gauges, which affect how easy it is to roll things in the real world, which is, of course, the Jet Set Radio, also Persona-y side of this.
It's all Persona, just it's Psychonauts meets Jet Set Radio
Yeah.
for either side.
Oh, I'm torn. Do I want to refresh a gauge or do I want to make a new friend? I think I want to make a new friend because I don't think we've done that.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool.
Is
So,
there someone else coming and admiring your graffiti?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, are they gonna narc on us?
well, okay. So here are the people who are on the map right now who could potentially become a minor covenant. We have Leslie, who is up by the Goldblum High cafeteria. Somebody who has been affected by the vassal. We have Kayla, who excuse me.
Scott,
Scott met earlier.
works at the
Space
the
Needle.
not Space Needle.
Yeah, the Sunset Tower. And we have Nico, who is a friend of
Character she
Angel.
was covering.
Ooh. Oh man. These are all good options.
Right?
Oh.
Oh.
I'm
I
torn.
shouldn't tease, I'm sorry.
What?
I've been teasing you a little bit in the background. Don't worry about it.
You're fine. Dang. Should I pick Nico or should I pick Leslie?
flip a coin, and then if you're disappointed with the result, then just pick the other one.
I think you should pick Leslie.
Okay.
And the only reason I think that is because you can't have. I don't think you can have two NPCs one NPC be covenant to two PCs.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just saying you should
Okay.
leave the lane open for Jordan.
No, you're right. You're 100%
Steal my
right.
man.
I don't want to steal your man. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Me being win woman to the fake children.
I love it. I love it. No, I'm
Literally using your god powers to.
No, I was kind of leaning towards Leslie in any case. So yeah, no, that works for me. I think I vote Leslie.
Cool. As a reminder, Leslie looks exactly like that girl that you saw in Quentin Allegra's castle.
And I think she told me her name was Leslie, didn't she?
I think that scene way
I
back
thought
was
she
with.
told you her name was like girl gets hit with dodgeball.
No,
Yeah.
but then I got her. No, but then I pulled her away and I got her name.
No, you gave her a name.
Oh fuck, I did. What name did I give her?
I forget. It's been 3 months.
No, you're right. It has been.
Yeah, it really has been, hasn't it?
It really has been. But Leslie
Be like-
has met your cat and has hung out with your cat before.
Oh. Well, Sushi's also been on my Instagram. I'm trying to figure out how like Leslie and I like would connect.
Maybe she
Well,
recognizes your
Leslie's
art?
here, so
Oh.
let's start with that.
Oh, the name I picked was Alice. Thank you. Leslie's here. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, I think Mila sees her and it's just like, Alice.
No. Where are y'all still in the tunnel? Or are you all like walking away from the tunnel? Because that colors what's happening in the scene as you meet her a lot.
I think. Do you have any preference?
No. It's
No,
it's
Dan.
just-
Do you have any preference?
Oh, I see.
Shut the fuck
Oh.
I think we can meet her walking away from.
Okay.
I don't have a strong preference though.
I think we're walking away. It's like we've just walked out of the tunnel, and I see Leslie
Yeah.
and color Alice.
Yeah, and it's like pretty late. And she is walking home from like a party at somebody's house
Mm.
or like somebody's apartment, more
Okay.
realistically.
Yeah. I'm gonna reconcile it, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, Alice, hey, you look great. Like it's like this excited kind of vibe. Like,
And she'll kind of look and then look around. Sorry, that's not my name.
oh god, I'm sorry. You look really
It's okay.
familiar.
It's okay. But I think we go to school together. It's
Yeah.
probably just mistaken identity. Leslie.
Leslie. Oh my gosh. Hi. Sorry. I'm Mila. It's nice to meet you properly.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I think we
that
have art history?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. We totally do. You're so right. You're so right.
No,
Art
it's okay. It's okay. I sit way at the back.
Yeah. I'm a little bit of a keener in that class.
You definitely know a lot though.
I mean, I love art. So yeah, and like she kind of like says that, and she like adjusts her like bag, and there's like the rattle of like paint cans and like paint in her bag.
I love the spray a little bit still.
Yeah, the smell of spray, Right.
Well, I also imagine that you both have like
paint on her hands.
there's like paint on your hands a little bit. You may be wearing like kind of neutral dark hoodies that maybe have overspray on them.
Mm.
And like the one thing, even if you did change all that out, it's like the shoes probably have overspray on them.
Yeah.
But they're just very colorful shoes. I don't know what you want.
Yeah,
And
they're
she
custom.
hears that, and she kind of looks at you and looks at the can and the shoes, and I was like, yeah, really into art.
Yeah. She's not sure like what this reaction is, like if Leslie is like judging her hardcore right now.
No, it's like a gentle laugh of like, that's cool, and
Okay.
also,
Yeah, she's like, so, yeah, how are you? Are you good? You look great. Did you just get a party?
yeah. Cops showed up and people were taking the dive out the windows and over the fences.
Shit.
I don't even know if they actually shut it down.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you got away. Do you want like a walk home? I can walk you home. We don't mind walking Leslie home, right, Scott?
No.
Yeah. See, we can walk you home.
Hi, Scott.
How was it?
The person that she actually knows here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to remember what happens in terms of like
I think
how we pick the Arcana.
Yeah. I gave
Um,
them as a minor covenant, but I'm not sure how we like. Do you just shuffle? Like, do we just pick a card?
We can pick a card. It just can't be one of the existing covenants.
Right. Fair
Which
enough.
I can check against over the next couple scenes.
Yeah.
Before we move on, Scott, what was your like additional thing that you took since you both got a strong hit here?
I mean, I feel like it might be too far-fetched to have a second person show up.
Eh.
Out of the blue.
I don't think so. I don't think it's far-fetched at all. I think in fact it could be kind of fun.
It'd be great. You could
If
make
it's going to be Kayla and nobody has an oracle yet, Kayla is an oracle, and I've been thinking about this a lot.
Alright, well, I was in fact going to say Kayla. So.
Oh my god, I
He
love
works
it.
at Cell Tower. It makes sense. I get
I
it.
fucking love all of this.
Because I feel like we're very far away from the tower. So.
You
don't
are
know where
far
she
away
works.
from the tower.
Or lives.
But Kayla, you're like walking, and there's kind of another person up at the next corner who was clearly also like, she's got her heels in her hand over her shoulder, also kind of like making her way back. And as you the three of you kind of like roll up to the light, Kayla is like, oh, you know you. Sunset Tower.
Oh,
I was not
hey
done
Kayla.
up. And you have me at the disadvantage here. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Scott.
Hi, Scott.
In fairness, I wasn't the one wearing a name tag.
You didn't have to out yourself like that.
I felt bad for you being at the disadvantage, I guess.
What brings you out late at night?
Oh, Kayla, these are my friends, Neela and Leslie. We were just walking Leslie home.
How's your night going?
You know, it's been good. It's been better. I think, and she'll point at Leslie. I think we had the same idea back at the party.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, we can walk everybody home. That's cool.
Consider us your personal guard.
I wasn't heading straight home, but if y'all are up for it, and
Right.
you don't want to go straight home yet, there's a place I was heading. There's this spot on the overpass that I like to hang out. And no, it's good. It's low acrobatics, I promise. I mean, I'm doing it with fucking heels in my hand. Like,
Tell us more.
and she'll kind of look to Scott, like, you go for it, Leslie, and Leslie's like, yeah. And so what she does is, y'all kind of make your way to a spot where there's like a big hill, and then a bridge, but the bridge is big enough and the supports under it are big enough that from with like a slight scramble up, you can like walk on the underside of one of the struts for the bridge, and it's comfortable and you can like sit on it. It's wide and low danger of falling, and she walks you out, and from here you can see, this is kind of like the other view of, it feels a lot like the view out of Sunset Tower, but from here you can see a lot of the area where like the Halloween market happens, just sort of like laid out below you. You can see where people have started stringing lights on this like cold fall night. It's dark and it's kind of like an intimate spot, and way off in the distance, there's another city kind of like across the bay from Etteridge, and you can see lights sparkling out there. And so that's where Kayla takes you.
It's such a Spider-Verse moment. I love it.
I'm doing cute shit.
Yes!
So what were you really doing? Kayla asks before you were taking Leslie home.
You know, public works.
Say more.
Scott glances sheepishly at his shoes, which undoubtedly still have paint on.
There is a train going by in the distance in game.
Oh.
It's such a thing for me of like, my heart goes like, late nights in Seattle, fucking trains going through the city.
Same with where I live.
Late nights in Durham, you can hear trains from fucking anywhere.
I think that's
Same
such a
with
city
every other time of day,
feel.
really.
Yeah, true. It's such a city moment. Like even here, late night trains.
Trains. I love trains. I love
Did that
hearing the
come
trains
through
go.
on the mic, by the way?
It did, but only
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you were talking, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you stopped, it cut off.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a train goes by. She looks down at your shoes and she's like, you're one of those troublesome types. And she kind of elbows you.
What, you gonna report me?
Did I say I was gonna report you?
I suppose you did.
I mean, I don't think graffiti is any worse than trespassing.
Or being at a party that got broken up by the cops.
Or underage drinking, you're right.
I guess we have a state of mutually assured destruction.
Oh yeah, mutual dirt. I think most of my best friendships are built on mutual dirt.
It is a solid foundation. Not as good as mutual concrete, though. I'm
yeah,
not sure if that was out of character or not.
I like the idea that it's one of those things that you say when you're like with somebody who's pretty and like you just can't stop yourself from saying it, but it goes over really well.
I also want to add, I think Neela like has pulled Leslie aside and is teaching her to paint marigolds along like the underside of the bridge, so that they're busy elsewhere.
Yeah, I imagine on the underside of this bridge, because of the amount of space you have to work with, instead of spray cans, you've got like grease markers.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're using like actual like marker paintbrush, like marker paint pens, and I'm teaching Leslie how to like draw marigolds, which probably adds to our new friend's understanding of exactly how rebellious Scott and Neela are.
She's like, how many times around the city have I seen marigolds painted on stuff?
But yes, so they are keeping themselves intentionally very occupied.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody has the chariot, but I'm thinking about making Leslie the chariot, which is a fun
Ooh.
shift for her character from what we've seen so far.
I don't think we've got a chariot on our map, which is, I think, the best place of reference.
Yeah, the only one I don't know off the top of my head is Petra Jones. But I can
It says the
look.
Oracle, actually, for Petra.
Oh, Petra's an oracle? Son of a bitch. Well, we'll figure something else out for
Hey, Kayla.
Kayla. Yeah.
Fair enough. The chariot, aye.
Was that Scott in character?
That was me reminding you of the name.
Oh,
since
reminding
you
me of the name.
were
Okay.
pausing. Anyway.
Cool. Does anything else happen between Scott and Kayla before we leave?
Kiss.
Why are you asking me this? This is
Because-
my second time meeting her, ever.
That doesn't matter.
I honestly, okay, so from what I've played of Kayla so far, and I am not trying to cross any lines here, but I do think that she is the kind of person who would be like, so you're gonna kiss me?
Do you want me to kiss you?
That she'll snap a very like, come on, kid, come on, dude. Look at you at that point.
Just
Hey, you asked for it.
And you smooch under the bridge, and it's a good night.
kiss.
Neela and Leslie high five in the corner.
Actually, while that's happening, cut back to Leslie and Neela.
Yeah.
Wait, so have you ever done one of those ones where you're like on the underside of a bridge?
Not like hanging yet. Not yet. But like, I want to.
Let's do it.
In another timeline, maybe.
Let's do it now.
Now?
Yeah.
I don't even have the gear. But we
I
should
got
probably
you.
have some safety. What?
And she's like, if you just lean over, I can hold onto your legs. I'll just sit on you, and then I can haul you back up.
Wait, what?
We've got 4 people.
Oh, okay. All right. I hope I don't regret this. And she'll like go for it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Fuck yeah.
Why
Yes.
not?
Have the girl who said she was at a party with drinking earlier tonight hold you up.
Yeah.
She said she was
Totally
gonna
a
sit
great
on me.
person.
She's gonna sit on your legs so that you can't fall.
Yeah, her brain stopped working after she heard that part.
Listen, for multiple reasons, Neela's just saying yes.
Yeah. So
Just
Yeah,
saying.
teenagers, we think we're invincible, right?
Yeah, we're teenagers.
yeah. So now on the underside of this bridge, in addition to the small marigolds done up on like the slats coming down, there is now a bigger marigold on the underside of the like overpass bridge.
Yeah. It's almost like the big marigold, and like it almost looks like the little one trailing off it now.
Neil got a
Managed to
+2
wheel
in
it
case
together.
there was a roll involved that might have involved you falling.
Oh,
Don't worry, Retsev. This
thank
moment
you.
doesn't call for a roll. They've already done the roll.
We-
This is just for fun now.
I
Should
appreciate
I
it.
help them
Eh,
as the other graffiti person in the scene?
No, you're busy
You're too
kissing.
busy mooching.
I do like the idea that at some point you hear the like motion and then you hear the spray can going off, and like both of you end up looking, and you're like, oh no, she's not going to be able to get back up on her own and go over and help haul Neela up.
Oh.
And that's the way that night ends.
Oh fuck. Oh, fuck,
I
oh, fuck.
I see what hangout move you did there, but that's very clever. It's the Chariot's hangout move, which is if they can dare me to do something dangerous.
Excellent.
Well, I also did the Oracle's move.
That's really good. That's so good.
But we're not getting the benefits from those because these are just
No, yeah, for sure.
introductory.
Flavor.
Yeah, it's flavor.
You set the
I'm
tone
giving
for
you-
other future stuff.
I'm giving you a taste so that you come crawling back for more. Okay, both of you can list those people as minor covenants. A reminder: you do not get to use their abilities until they become a major covenant, which takes a little bit more work that you can do in a city move sometime later. But they're there.
Does that mean that like the crew covenant and like our covenants with like for example my covenant with Angel are major covenants?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
And they can become minor covenants if they get fated.
Okay.
So when
And then-
something says to fade a covenant, that's what happens.
Okay. And then bright and intense are like other conditions that can happen?
Normal
Just a-
covenants are bright.
Normal
Intense
covenants are
covenants. Yeah, normal covenants I believe are bright. Intense means that you have like an extra layer of buffer before they become minor again.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you.
It is one of the spots where I think the otherwise beautifully written, very thematic rules for this game are a little hard to parse. But that is what I understand from them.
Thank you
What
for
is
helping make
committed
sense of it.
mean?
We'll get to that.
It's overlapping with bright. I just think they use different words in two spots.
Oh, okay.
Big shrug. We're out here
We'll
interpreting
figure it out.
very
We're
long
vibing.
rule books the best that we can.
We're
We'll
vibing.
figure it out.
So with that, I think we'll
No, I
close
have a
out
thing.
on that scene. Unless you're showing up in that scene?
No, I have a thing in my own. I assume
Okay.
we're...
Suddenly.
And suddenly Jordan's there. No.
Uh,
I smelled spray paint from a county block away.
take us there.
It's the next morning, and I love the idea that like, same shot, just sun shows up and moves, and nearby, or at least maybe nearby, I don't know where this is. Jordan has effectively posted up, like, on top of the building opposite of the apartment building that Quentin lives in.
You staking this guy out?
Sort of. It's occurred to Jordan, and I mean, if Sushi wants to come in, now's a great time so I can do this in character. But if you don't, you've got another thing to
Sushi
it.
is probably sniffing. They've been hanging out for the past while.
Yeah.
Jordan also offered to take Sushi with him, so Sushi's just like following along behind, scenting everything. Oh,
Yeah.
This place again.
In fact, in fact, it's like, you remember which of these windows is his?
Floor 212, 214.
I don't know which.
Like Sushi is literally just going to like find the.
I don't need a
area,
number,
follow
window.
their scent mark and climb up the window to the right area.
Yeah. And he'll gesture back as soon as you indicate that one. He's like, now, I don't know if it's weird to you or not, but I feel I need to justify why I'm doing this. Is it weird to you that I'm doing this?
Everything you do is weird to me, but you're.
Entirely fair, but I think best when I'm speaking.
Valid.
So, it was just occurred to me last night, and Jordan doesn't have like real binoculars, but I think he has like a pair of toy binoculars that give some amount of magnification.
Oh my god.
That's all he's got, and he like tries them out and they don't work. He's like, but it occurred to me just last night, if I were running a whole video thing the way Quentin is, and my parents found out, they'd be weirded out. They would be upset with me. More so, I have many siblings, a few older, most younger, that would also be judging me for this. And so, it makes me wonder, what does Quentin's family know about this? And I think I'm trying to sort of figure that out, and if I have a chance, maybe even talk to them. I just don't know if they're going to show up or not.
Like, Sushi's just going to like translate this as, so we're stalking the den of the prey to figure out what's going on with the den mother before we attack the kid.
Yeah, attack is a strong word. Honestly, I don't. Please, it's a good thing they don't understand you, because I would not use that word when talking to them.
Like, oh, we're leaving the smallest kids alone, and obviously we're doing something to the.
It's complicated, but imagine when a mom of any kind finds out that their children is being disobedient. We're trying to trigger that. That's the thing we're going for.
So she just sort of like, once again, completes a movie, hucks out a hairball, and claws their way up to your shoulder, and like points like with the tail. All right, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, I'm just gonna sort of try and figure out more. What does Quentin's family know about what he's doing?
Oh man, just by watching them from the window?
Well, it's more I'm trying to find out where his mom goes and is, so I can then talk to her. Like, I'm not expecting to find out just from watching.
Okay. So,
But it is-
how early are you there?
If this is a weekend, fairly early, but otherwise it's like just when school is out. I'm waiting to see when she gets home.
Oh man. What? How early the first day that you show up?
I think the first day, yeah, he'd be pretty full of vigor and vim. The first day he'd actually get there before school to see if he'd get there early enough to see her like leave, and it'd be pretty
I'm
early.
asking you to tell me what time.
6.
6?
I don't know. I forgot what time high school starts. If I'm being totally honest.
Like
Gen-
high school
8
for-
usually.
Yeah,
for me,
it's
at least.
8. All right.
My school started at 7:30 or 6:30 if you were in before school curriculars.
Yeah,
So I
we had
think
morning
this is
assembly
not
at
too
8.
far away. Which, assuming Quentin gets to school, it's not that far away. Yeah, this is like he tries to get there at 5:30 and he actually gets there at 6. Just like mornings aren't his thing.
Yeah. So, I think that at 6, what you see is not his mom leaving for work, but her coming home.
Ah. Still a good time to catch up. Anyways, yeah, and I mean, to complete the fact that Jordan feels weird about this, but he is stalking someone. He did look at Quentin's like social media that he could to see if he found a picture of him with his mom.
Yeah, there's not that many of them, but it's absolutely possible.
Just to be able to recognize her and then try and talk to her.
Okay. Yeah. What does this look like when you try and talk to her?
I need to remind myself names real quick. Allegra, that's what his last name is. Well, I mean, as much as Jordan framed it a certain way for Sushi, he is like kind of actually worried for Quentin to some extent, but his like family more so. So he's gonna try and like very earnestly, hat in hand, approach her and just Miss Allegra.
And her. So, she is a first-generation immigrant, and so her English is going to be rough, but I'm not going to reproduce it here.
Yeah.
Basically, the conversation that you can have with her is going to be pretty limited, and I'll kind of set the boundaries of that. But yeah, it is one dialect or another of Latina Spanish, and yeah.
I think in no way does Jordan like able to speak Spanish, but he has mostly lived in like the Southwest, and so he does understand.
He's figured
a
out
certain
ways
limit.
to like communicate with people who speak less English.
Yeah, it's not great, and I think he understands a lot more than he could possibly speak just off of like the Spanish he recognizes, the English he knows is related, etc.
So So her answer is, yes. See?
He's like, yeah, you don't know me, but I know your son. I know Quentin.
Oh, Quentin. Yes, that's my son.
Yeah. You know he does videos, right?
Yes, he does videos with his siblings. How do you know Quentin?
He puts the videos online, on the internet.
How do you know Quentin?
We go to school together. I'm not friends with him, but I know the videos he makes.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Do you know what he does with the videos after he makes them?
Is my son doing bad videos?
That's what I wanted to talk about. He's not making videos with his siblings anymore. He's making videos of other people.
And you see that you phrased this in such a way that she is like really struggling to come up with the right words for like what, because clearly everything is going through her mind right now. It's like, oh God, is Quentin making pornography? Is he making like things that could get us in trouble with the law?
I think I'd see the confusion, and just to try and give a little more clarity, it's like he's making trouble for other people.
Okay. So, I would like you to try and connect with Mrs. Allegra.
Yeah, I think that heat is probably the most appropriate out of that, because that's the move I was looking at, of making the vassal's threat clear.
That makes sense, yeah. So go ahead and check against heat for me.
You do have a +2, by the way. Do you want to make that a... Oh.
Well, I don't know that that's gonna help, because I got a 0, fam.
Well, okay, so it's, you have 2 checks, right?
Yeah.
You rolled a 1 and a 2,
Uh-huh.
right? -1. So,
Use a +2.
if you use a +2 on one of those dice,
Yeah.
you can nudge it over.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely what I'm gonna do, just to not fully have a miss.
I was
I mean,
just
unless
trying to
you-
explain that without realizing I was, by the way.
Yeah, so what I'm sorry. The other option here is to have this fail and get a point in void.
You know, that's almost more interesting, because I was gonna say, I think the way that this might work, and it's more interesting if he actually fails at this, is him trying to like, Jordan didn't know much about this family and was hoping that he would meet with someone that knows at least a little bit more like how social media works. And because like he understood that Quentin's mom, like he'd already heard his first generation immigrant, but it's like this is getting a little more difficult to explain because she's also someone who's older and doesn't know how social media works, it seems. A universal problem, it turns out. So I think it'd be like he'd pull out specifically the Instagram post from that was made and try and explain like there's a lot of people that feel like they've been hurt by your son, and like this is the number, but it's just he can't like point to the right spot on the screen to represent the number of people and explain that, I think.
Yeah, well, and the problem becomes you don't really get very far through your explanation, even if you could. Because Quentin comes out of the building.
I'm
on
here
his
for
way to
this, actually.
school,
Yeah.
and sees you talking with his mom, and is like, "Hey, what's going on, Mom? Is he bothering you?"
I think to sort of preempt like the argument, it's like, sorry for your time. Don't worry about it. I can talk to Quentin
And
and try and let her like send on her way so that he doesn't have to have this conversation in front of his mom. Because I'm just gonna straight up confront him now, like as a
Oh,
person,
shit.
not even as a rebel.
Hey, oh, I really want this. Okay, here's what I'm gonna have you do.
Mhm.
Mark heat.
Oh boy.
Because I feel like it's that,
And
or
then
I
void,
take the
you said?
vassal's investigation clock.
Mhm.
Because this is the second time he's been confronted by one of you.
Yeah, although
I
I'm
could
going to
either
very-
take the clock for everyone and bring
Mhm.
us closer, put a little more time pressure on you all.
Yeah.
Or I can give you a tick in heat, which will be nasty to deal with later.
Yeah, I think that's also appropriate because I'm going to very much play it not as like a rebel who's been in the castle. Because one,
Cool.
Joe's already kind of done that. But two, I don't think that I ever had the impression as a player or as a character that like he was aware of these things.
Aware of what things?
Of the castle. Like,
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't think he ever has been, and it seems like from what I assume Joe's explained a little bit what happened, because right around when the video came out, is I don't think he does. And so this is very much as assuming he lets his mom go because she's gotta go to sleep. It's like,
He says something in Spanish, and for you that means nothing, but for anybody who like would be watching this show on TV, it would be like, hey, don't listen to this guy. He's one of the white boys in my class that likes to lie.
oh, excellent. Yep. I like the idea that I maybe pick up the word lie or like liar a little bit and be like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now he's like, what's this about? That's my mom, dude.
Yeah. Does she know what you're doing on your YouTube or on your social media?
You're not my fucking dad, man. Why do you care?
Well, mostly I care because of what you're doing on your social media and thought maybe you were just lying to her, but I don't think she knows anything about this. And now I'm concerned for her.
Don't make this about your concern for my mom. Who the fuck do you think you are?
A friend of, and then go through like the list of people that have like commented on this social media. And also just someone who doesn't want to see all of this come crashing down on your
Fuck
family
off,
that
and
have
he's
no idea
gonna
about it.
shove you
Yeah.
out of the way.
I mean, I am not going to let him. If there's a hand on me, it's going to be just not an
Check
aggressive
against
attack.
blood, baby.
Yeah, sure.
You're making a stand.
I mean, if you want, can Sushi assist, because Sushi is currently curled
Sushi's
around
there, yeah.
Jordan's neck like a scarf.
Scratch him.
Oh gosh. I don't know if there's options for
Helping.
helping here.
When you help another rebel take an action, say what you do, and if your crew covenant is intense or bright, give them fleeting advantage. You'll share
Okay,
the
yeah, you can-
consequences of the affected move, good and bad. It's help out. It's a universal move.
Awesome, thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, so I think Sushi looks like just like at this point, like Sushi before had probably just like, I don't know if Quentin noticed Sushi at all, like wrapped around like Jordan's neck, but like Sushi is pretty right now.
In the back hoodie part.
Yeah, like right now they're
Yeah.
like a black cat, so they're blending into like the morning, like, you know, like it's pre-dawn gray. So like at this point, like you just like see like bright today it's green eyes blink open, almost like luminescent, and then Sushi just
Ugh.
like shoves a paw on, like bats the paw that's, you know, or the hand, sorry, not the paw. Sushi bats a paw at Quentin's hand on Jordan's chest.
Mhm.
There we go.
And there is still like it's just like a very casual like block, not an attack of just move his
yeah,
hand
like
to the side.
sort of like
I
the
think
hey,
combination of the two.
yeah, poof, away,
And
touching my human.
just that moment of shock, Jordan's
other
like
human.
line that he just really needs to get out, like, look, I'm trying to handle this like a person and not get anything else involved other than you, me, your family who will be hurt by this if it becomes a whole deal before it becomes a deal, man. I'm hoping we can have a reasonable conversation about this.
Cool. Yeah. Make that roll. Make it with fleeting advantage.
I don't know how to do that.
Strong
but-
hit, though.
Should-
Either way.
There should be a button that like lets you check with advantage. Is that how it's set up, Michelle?
Yes, there should be a
Okay.
button that lets you do that. But either way, you got a strong hit
Yeah,
anyway.
You got a
So.
strong hit here. So yeah, on a hit, you can choose 2, or mark a condition to pick all 3. They won't cause you immediate problems. Your words shake them, or they spend some time focused only on you.
Now, I think that this is either not gonna he's not gonna bother me, but I think word shake him is more interesting. I just don't know if that's if I'm reading him right. That like maybe Jordan's just convinced him, like, and just Jordan is being honest about this just without revealing the mystical part of like he's worried everything's gonna fall the fuck apart. And maybe that like serious concern maybe does actually shake him to some way.
So which ones are you picking?
I'm just saying, I'm not sure which is a better read, but it's either he doesn't pursue, like he doesn't cause problems for me immediately, or shaken. Or do I get to pick 2?
You get to pick 2, and you can get a condition to pick all 3.
Ooh, I'm actually going to take a condition for all 3. That does sound very good. And I do think
Okay.
it is angry. Like, internally, Jordan's like, he loves his siblings, like, an inordinate amount, and is a little pissed at Quentin for things Quentin doesn't know that Jordan knows, of like, he used to do videos with his siblings, and specifically, he's like, I want to get away from them. That's just like a thing that doesn't compute for Jordan at all, and he's just kind of pissed about that and trying really hard not to bring that into an argument, because there's no way, like, that would be weird. That would be a difficult to explain thing to say.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to put your foot in that, I think it'd be great.
No, I think
But,
that's why
yeah,
he's angry. If
so-
he could say it, it'd be cathartic. But he's angry because he's like holding that back.
Yeah. So as he tries to like shove past you, he goes, "Fuck." Okay. What gives? You don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know what I've got going on at home. Why the fuck do you think I would take your advice when it comes to my channel? Why should I give a flying fuck? You think my parents are gonna get hurt? By what?
I don't know how to explain to you that you should care about other people, and other people, including people who maybe work with your family, are gonna care about this. You're not using a fake name. You're not hiding your face. This isn't anonymous, motherfucker. This will crash eventually if you get famous enough to make it matter, which you're obviously trying to do with an artsy billboard and at least this number of people willing to call you out. What happens when it makes it on the news? Huh? Have you thought about this for even a half goddamn second?
If it makes it on the news, then that's just a bigger platform for me to move with. Fuck off. Leave me alone. And it takes him a second to get to that.
Mhm.
You can see, like, the weight of what you've said does sink in.
Mhm.
But he does not want to hear this from some guy he doesn't know.
Exactly.
And he's gonna leave.
And I think as he does, Jordan is also kind of visibly shaken a bit. Like he didn't expect to get this angry about this, and he's just to Sushi like, am I wrong for caring this much about his family? I don't know.
I think Sushi's actually going to, like, rub a little bit like a cheek against yours,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
Aw.
going to be and it's just going to it's like you humans are so complicated, but nothing you said. Well, it seems wise what you said, or at least something that perhaps those at the studio might advise me on. Certainly sounds like what Vandy would say.
Mm. Yeah, never put your real name and face on something on the internet is definitely very wise, although I don't know you've ever had to run into something like that.
Like Sushi like sort of like looks away, licks a paw, thinks about the bird that is still a little bit like they're not like too mad at them, but like Sushi's like, oh,
like a little bit.
not saying anything.
Yeah. I think Jordan knows that you get like that they get it. He's not saying anything because he like doesn't know Sushi's thoughts immediately, but also is like, yeah, you're getting that. Well, I promised you some fish, and I got like $1 or $2. We get you some fish on the way to school.
There's like a lot of swish in the tail right now.
Mhm.
It's tickling you a little bit. In fact, I think Sushi's gonna like just get and it's like just like salivating a little bit, and like the tail is like
Mhm.
twitching right over your chest.
But yeah, what's the guy, Mr. George something that runs the corner store? I think he's got some he's got some fish every once in a while.
Tuna?
Come on, we'll see what he's got.
It's like
Okay, so on your way back, you see another one of those tags, and it's one of those things of like you walk around a corner, and off in the distance, maybe like it's just kind of poking out of an alleyway. There's a figure painted on a wall in stencil, black and white, cap pulled low, paint roller over its shoulder, looking disappointed in your direction. You don't remember seeing this before, but it's here. And whatever it is, it's paying attention.
And it's also definitely the same polecat artist, right?
Palecoat.
Or Palecoat. Why did I put polecat? Sorry.
Cat. Yeah.
That's his old dad band version name.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. So Banksy, the thing that we've been calling a poor man's Blake Larat or
Yeah.
Banksy here is Palecoat.
Yeah, so Jordan is immediately a believer in magic after the last few days, so he is 100% like, that was magic graffiti, that's a magic man, and sees that, and it's like, I gotta see this. And he will actually approach, like, kind of carefully, at least when he gets within about arm's reach of it, he's like, I don't know if this thing's gonna reach out and punch me. And he's gonna, like, look down the alleyway to see if he sees something. I think he has,
you
like,
can smell. You can smell.
fresh spray.
No.
because I'm wondering if Sushi's smelling anything different as a.
That's a great question. Oh man. I mean, I would absolutely let you vent if you wanted to follow this thing.
I just want to see, is it just the guy? There's like nothing else?
It's just the guy looking disappointed at you. It doesn't smell like paint. It smells like do you know what ozone smells like?
Yeah.
It smells like ozone.
Exposed electrical cables and weird summers.
And like kind of like getting a nose full of like a tiny electric motor that's been running a lot.
Oof. You know what? Jordan is angry, actually, and a little unsettled, and he might actually, like, vent to go after this thing. This It's a bad idea, but I'm about to do it.
Do you want to vent? Does Sushi want to vent? Who is venting, and what does that look like, and what are you doing to chase after this apparition?
If Sushi vents first, I'll follow. I know that's something that Jordan kind of wants to do.
I actually have a question.
Yeah, ask away.
Cause, never mind. That's for Travel the Labyrinth. But, cause like
You do have each playbook has a unique vent effect,
yeah. Double
which
check.
may or may not be relevant here.
Mine is about grabbing attention, so I don't know that it's relevant, depending on the answer to the question I have if I vent.
That's true.
Yeah.
I need to go find my playbooks.
Under mundane role is where I have it.
Yeah.
Let me. This is the part where I go. I don't have a mundane role, so I have to go find that now.
Just on the sheet.
No.
On the sheet you made. I mean,
She doesn't have
So
a
mine
mundane role
might be
because
helpful,
she's
but
not
I have no idea
mundane.
that any of this is happening.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
no
see.
reason to vent.
But even though it's under mundane role,
Oh, I found it. I can move
yeah,
faster
it-
and further than humanly possible, and I can also make a door to the hideout, like right here, right now.
boom.
So super zoomies.
what
Yeah.
I'd love to
Also-
do is describe how at least I would vent, and maybe how Sushi might, to deal with this guy. And then maybe that will tell us which of those two is a better one to do. If that makes sense? Because what I
Yeah.
want to do is this is a spray painted guy on a wall.
Yep.
I think just out of like anger and instinct, I'm trying to evoke in myself the feeling of entering the castle through a spray paint door.
Yes.
And I'm trying to either reach in and grab him or follow where he's going. Because I'm like, I want to figure out who the fuck this is, at least a little. Or if I'm just being paranoid and it's just an artist. But I'm like, if this is magic, I'm about to grab him.
I would love you to. I think to do this, you're going to have to call on a strength that you'd have in the castle
Yeah.
and perceive something beyond your senses.
Nice.
And then check against fealty to figure out what the backlash is. On a weak hit, you're gonna pick two things. On a miss, I get to pick, and on a strong hit,
Yeah. Did I get a
It's
second
only
plus
one.
2, guys? I
did
mean,
get
I
a
think I
second
said
plus
that again.
You did get a second plus 2.
Yeah, then
so
I'm
you could add
definitely
2,
using
and we're at
that
8 minus 1, which
to
is
add
7.
2 to that to make the hopefully a strong hit, I think.
let's look at the numbers. What's your
It would
fealty
be
at right
8
now?
minus 1. It's at 3.
Okay.
So he's got a 4 plus 2 minus
Yeah.
1. So plus 2 to that.
Cool. Then yeah, you can absolutely turn that into a strong hit. So you'll only have to pick one backlash. Let's talk about what happens here.
I know which one I'm picking though, honestly. Anyways,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
yeah.
Okay,
There we go.
because I was thinking, Sushi's one of Sushi's shadow moves is Psychopomp. So whenever we travel the labyrinth, I can mark Void to guide our two groups to or from
Yeah, I
any
rolled
individual
for
site,
this.
as long as you know where it is.
I rolled for this, but I feel like your vent move is going to be the more useful one, depending on this description.
What happens here is you press your hand against the wall and
Mhm.
you feel out with your senses because this is not your conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up like forearm deep in the wall and you grab onto what feels like somebody's foot.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Sushi are pulled into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You are now in a completely void space. And hanging high above you is a you know what the big crystals look like in modern Final Fantasy games?
Yeah.
It's like that, but shot through with like veins in it, and it is red and orange and looks like it's dripping and bleeding smaller crystals that are falling but never reaching the ground. And standing across from you, in like an all-white getup, is a person who must be Palecoat.
Again, I don't want to take the whole scene,
I
Michelle,
mean, I
but I
think
know exactly what I'd yell.
Yeah. I think Sushi here is going to, like, take a sniff and, like, commit that Palecoat, like, I don't want to say, like their signature, right? Like, that sort of weird, like, hum, like, smell, like, the thing that feels like Palecoat.
So she can smell your soul.
Yeah, that's that thing, and just like commit it to memory. So Sushi knows whenever they come walk past it in real or void space, like this is Palecoat.
Can this count as the void, the castle? Do I look the way I do in there?
Yeah, you do. You look down and you realize that, like, you are in your void regalia. Sushi, you can transform at will to your larger form. But the two of you are squared off against Palecoat, paint roller in hand.
Hey.
Then it's a... Oh, sorry.
No, you can go if you want.
Then it's like this just instant flick of the wrist that has that, like, metallic sheet metal whip crack that Jordan has kind of been doing recently. And it becomes like a straight blade that just not pointed at him, but at the ready, to the side of this sort of block, and just, all right, who the fuck are you? And why are you helping a shitbag like Quentin?
You know my name.
Fine, Mr. Pedantic.
Say it.
Huh. Alright, my internal, like, out of character, my internal instinct is immediately to be like, that's some Fae shit.
Some what shit?
Fae shit.
Hey,
Dealing with names. Say their name for real and they'll get you or something. Say the name 3 times and they shall appear, kind of a deal.
yeah, that's
but
why you say polecat.
That's the other part, is I think that Jordan's still too much of a smart ass. It's like, Polecat, I don't know. I know what your name is, but just, it's not important.
Oh, it's everything. Especially when you come into my territory. And,
Okay, this is definitely some fake shit.
Palecoat will walk,
Okay.
will walk sideways and disappear like they've gone around a corner. And you can't see them right now. What do you do?
I mean,
Can Sushi
panic a
smell
little bit and try and see him.
Oh, you can still smell them. They're in the same direction, it seems.
them? It's like Sushi's just gonna point a claw in the direction that they can smell, like the highest concentration of Palecoat, and then I mean, if you're good with it, Sushi's got speaker ears with stun.
I mean, at this point, the plan was run, but I'm here to back you up.
I mean, if you like, hey,
Do it.
stun and go.
Well, that's the thing. He hasn't really attacked, but he is invisible. I do want to play this out a little bit more and just be like, but seriously, deeper version of who are you, and what do you want?
The
Pretending
above
that he
you,
can see it.
do you make any attempt to, like, follow?
I mean, if he's walking away, maybe, but mostly
You can't
Jordan's
see
doing.
him.
Yeah, Jordan's just doing his best he can to try and follow the paw that Sushi is pointing and hoping that's the right
I mean,
direction. That's all he's got.
If you deviate, Sushi is going to hop off, turn big, and then like huck you over their back and continue walking in the same direction.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you don't have to hug. I mean, I get the idea that they would anyways, but Jordan does have to, like, try and make it look like it's on
How
purpose.
fast are you going, Sushi?
Sushi is I think going to I think it depends on how fast the scent is disappearing. Like if it smells like
It's-
they're running away, then they're gonna run after it.
They're definitely moving, and right now they seem to be moving away. So you break out into a run.
Yeah, I think Sushi's gonna like a tiger, just like sort of like. zzz.
He's like,
Chase
You
please, they don't.
smash into a wall.
Dunk.
Oh, Wile E. Coyote style.
Well, you look around and you realize this isn't a blank void. This is the city, stripped of all texture. You look up and you see spires now blocking your view of that broken, beating, bleeding crystal in the sky.
Damn. Sushi.
I
how well
want
do you know
what
the
anybody.
city?
Palecoat says, I want what anybody who comes here wants. I want control. And I want it real bad.
Sushi, unless you know the city better than the back of your own paw, I suggest we maybe leave. We're not afraid
Oh.
of you. We're very afraid.
Oh, you're not. And the voice twins and triples and quadruples. You're not going anywhere.
Sushi at the
And
oh.
if you turn,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Palecoat is surrounding you, like fractally splitting into many, many, many Palecoats.
Okay, fuck this.
Um,
We're already overwhelmed. Sushi is gonna drag. If you're okay with it, Sushi.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
no, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I think there's
Because-
another like bold hero line that definitely he doesn't believe. It's like, I'm not surrounded. I'm just in a target-rich environment. Just like doing his brain is defaulted to that sort of thing.
Where is the bat signal for us to come in as reinforcements? Oh
Yup.
god.
Sushi's
They're
just like.
gonna get an opportunity to get out of here, but before you
Okay.
can do anything, they
Mhm.
attack. And I'm gonna need you both to push through the pain.
Okay.
Damn.
That's harm.
A reminder here, you want to roll low.
Yeah. Although, I mean, it's got to be pushed through the pain. It can't be a like dodge. I guess there's so many of them. It makes sense.
Plus
Yeah,
one
like,
question mark.
If you've got a compelling reason that
Oh
you
my
could
God.
dodge several hundred men,
I do think
several
narratively,
hundred people, whatever
Yeah.
pale code is.
I think narratively there is still this immediate reaction of like parry and dodge as many as possible. But there's like, even with cleave and confusing fighting style, there's only so
Yeah.
much. you
And
can
I
do.
think even
So-
if Sushi is like sound waves all over the place to stun, there's a lot of them to stun.
Yeah, you put up a valiant fight. There is so many of them.
No,
Weak hit's good.
I got a
it
6.
is better than. That's better.
Hey,
Six
remember
is-
you have a +2.
That's a miss. Okay.
No, you don't want that +2 here.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's the. I got
Hey, so, Sushi, you scrape by. You're gonna be knocked back, down, or winded. You, on the other hand, Jordan, are the pain hits home. Marking condition, get fleeting advantage to act on it.
Yeah, right. There's a little bit of. I think cowed is probably correct, or insecure, but I think cowed.
I love cowed here.
Yeah, and it's just like Jordan is fast. That's like his whole deal, and he moved very quickly. And I think, in fact, he almost stood between Sushi and this thing, despite the fact that they don't need that. They're bigger than Jordan, but it's just this like instant reaction, and how thoroughly he was unable to do anything about it is just like, oh, I am not on this level yet. And then yeah, you can definitely drag him away. I'm just saying with your whole thing.
Yeah. I think Sushi is gonna get we're overwhelmed by numbers. I think Sushi is going to be pretty winded from just like trying to dodge, trying to pick, like,
Mhm.
especially after Jordan cleaves his way through a whole bunch of them and it still gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
And Sushi's like feeling winded, but just like picks up Jordan and travels the labyrinth. Psychopath means I can mark void to guide us safely to, or maybe not safely, just guide us to or from any individual psyche, Line of the Dead.
Well, wasn't your vent move also being able to move like superhumanly fast or something?
You're in the void now, though.
We're in the void now, though.
You're in the
Oh,
castle.
okay.
Yeah, so travel the labyrinth. If you haven't defeated an enforcer here, you haven't spent time studying this vassal. So the
boy.
question is whether or not you mark void to roll with a +1, or leave it and roll with a total of -3.
I'm going to mark void twice, so that's going to give me a rank in void, and I'm also going to end up with the 1 extra mark, I guess.
Mark void twice as in once for your psychopump and once for marking void on travel the labyrinth.
Yes.
Is there a chance I can help by marking void to get another +1, or is that no?
You can do the help move to describe how you help, and then kind of like Sushi was earlier, you can give fleeting advantage, but you are in on the consequences of the move.
In for a penny, as I always say. I think now I don't know if we're traveling through like this city that has no texture, but I think part of it, if that's the case, is Jordan is effectively trying his hardest to notice if there's something maybe difficult to see or out of the way, and he's sort of just using the flexible sword as like a spring to push them out of the way of those things to the side or the left. The same way you'd like spot for rocks in a raft or something.
Yeah, you're kind of using that as one of those sticks that blind people use to navigate.
Although it definitely is like flexible, so it's like we'd get very close and it would spring and then
Whoosh. Yeah. Cool.
from the back.
Michelle, go ahead and make that roll.
At advantage with a -1, yes?
At advantage with a -1, yes.
And it's still a miss. Can I use my +2?
You sure can.
Alright,
So
but
that's
that's a
gonna be a
5,
weak
so
hit.
+2 makes it a 7.
Okay. Where are you navigating to?
We are going specifically to, I think Sushi doesn't want to drop us at lead Palecoat anywhere where, to our hideout or anything. So actually Sushi, despite the fact that they're not really prepared for this, they're gonna head to their, one of their own personal space, which is not quite the napping space that you know what? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna include this complication right now. We're going to that napping space that Sushi's like sort of banned from, but not really banned from. That I believe we've named this bird person Horus, right?
Sure. Is Horace on the?
I think you said if Sushi made a genuine attempt at reconciling with them, but I don't think Sushi hasn't done that yet, so.
Cool.
So,
Well,
you
it's a
know,
good time
we're
to
doing
visit
this
Horace.
now, I guess.
What a good time to visit Horus.
Yeah. So you spill out of the space. You navigate these channels. It is like harrowing moving out of this city. And the red from the sky starts bleeding into the colors around you as you make your way deeper and deeper into this blank labyrinthine space. But eventually, you tear out on the other side, and you are in your safe napping space.
It's a brilliant, like that perfect noon sky where you can just sort of like lay down on the grass and just nap for like a day. Perfect weather always. Like sometimes there's clouds, but just enough to give you that like the breeze that sort of like flows over your face or ruffles through. In this case, it ruffles through Sushi's fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect park nap weather.
Although perhaps the sky is a little bit purple. That's a little weird. That's okay though, right?
Might be a trick of the eyes.
Oh no, it's bright violet.
I have a last line because I don't really have much else in the scene, but I don't want to end it if there's stuff Sushi wants to do here. I think maybe this is a good place to end.
It's up to
I love just the image of this final thing of Jordan has rolled over and is looking at the sky while laying on his back and is basically right in Sushi's perfect napping spot. And he just looks up and he's like, yeah, damn, this is a pretty good napping spot. You weren't wrong.
yeah. See? You can probably spend good 12 hours here. And Sushi, the grass is not green. It's this beautiful golden color. People talk about golden wheat fields, but this is grass that is the color of spun gold.
So, I have a little bit of bad news. On a 7 to 9, when you travel the labyrinth, while you did get to the place that you want to go, we have two little things that we need to establish as true. And they involve questions I need to ask you, because on a 7 to 9, I can pick two things about this place. Its inhabitants are not exactly happy to see you. They're hostile. It's Horus, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We'll deal with that another time. But
there's a squawking bird who just doesn't attack because I'm here.
This place also reveals something painful about each of you. Tell us what it is.
I think I got something.
Go for it.
Jordan is laying there, and he is reflecting on how impossibly stupid that was, the thing he just did. Not just losing his cool with Quentin, not just going after Eldritch Paint being, and not just then antagonizing them just because he was angry. It's the whole thing, and it's a thing that he doesn't like thinking about himself, but somewhere deep down he kind of knows it's true. It's yeah, you're very impulsive. You don't really think things through. This is maybe the cause of the majority of his problems. He's thinking back to money problems and the fact he doesn't have a lot of friends where he moves, and just all of these things. And he's yeah, I caused those things on my own because I don't think about it. For all that I was criticizing Quentin, I don't think about things before I do them, and it's a problem. And it just has to sit with that. There's no conclusion to that. He just has to sit with that fact.
Yeah. Sushi, what about you? What does it reveal about Sushi that is painful?
I think here, we get a little bit of Sushi thinking about they're not just a cat, right? The Sushi is an amalgamation of all sorts of various feral cats that live in the city, and Sushi's remembering sort of just the life. Feral cats on the city don't have long lives. Usually a lot of their litter mates will die to, things it's the city. They might get run over by a car, they might just starve. And I think Sushi's remembering just how outmatched they were. It's bringing back just the sort of helpless feeling of knowing, hey, when so many of us were out in the city, we only cared about number one. Numero uno, that's that's how so many of Sushi's other selves, Sushi's family, maybe? That's how they died. And caring about these humans is making it, remembering that, feel painful. Because Sushi didn't care before, right? Before it was just survival. Whoever lived, lived.
Yeah. Well, as Sushi reflects on their various mortalities, and Jordan thinks about the pain that he causes himself by not thinking things through. Those perfect golden blades of grass shift and close in around you like a comforting blanket. The sky is deep purple. A green star shoots across the heavens, and you hear off in the distance the rustling of leaves, the trotting of big but very light feet as something approaches and gently tuts at you for despoiling this gentle and sacred place with your petty, heavy emotions. And that is, I think, where we're going to end the session tonight. Thank you, everybody, once again, for coming out to the world within you, our bass boosted spray paint splatter take on Voidheart Symphony. I have the absolute fucking pleasure of running this game for tonight 4, normally 5 incredible role players. Let's tell the people who we are and where you can be found before we say goodnight and cut the feed today. Let's do it in reverse order that we started with. Of course, beginning with Leona.
Hey, I'm Leanna. You can find me on Twitter at @TheLeannaMaple and on Instagram at that same handle. The Twitter is the best place to find me. Follow me. That is what I am doing, is that just be on streams like this one, and many others around the interwebs. I don't know where you'll find me next, but keep it locked right here on Neon Lights. Make sure you come back for the next episode of Void Heart Symphony in 1 month, because we want to see you back here. And if you have not, remember to type !Juneteenth in the chat and to donate to Braceface, because today's episode is for Juneteenth and for Braceface. So, there you go.
All right, we're gonna pass it now to Michelle.
Hey, it's me. I played everyone's favorite cat, or maybe our favorite cat's maybe not feeling too bright right now, but I played everyone's favorite cat. Yeah, obviously.
Still our favorite.
Yeah. Otherwise, you cannot find me on the internet because I don't exist there. Yeah, but otherwise you can find me
Cats
here.
don't have social media.
Does that count? Does that count? I don't exist on. I don't exist on social media. There we go. That's fine. Pass it along.
All right, slide it on over. Who's next in the overlay order? It's Dan.
Hey, that's me. I'm Land the Dan. You can follow me on Twitter at Land the Dan. 9 letters, no spaces. I played Scott, our guitar playing watcher man musician. If you want to see more of me for some reason, I am playing in By His Shadowed Piece. It's our monthly Warhammer 40k mystery campaign run by the Young Foxy. And allegedly in 2 weeks, we are starting up with the Neon Afterglow, which is a sequel to the very first campaign we ever ran here on Neon Lights. And it will have me, Michelle, and be run by the Tate, the man to my bottom right in the Discord over in the Discord.
Is it my
So you
turn
should
now?
come check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the intro, Dan. Hi, it's me, Tate Washburn. You can find me at Tate the Terrific, any place that I care to be found. I'm everywhere, but you will never find me on the places I'm not that. Like Dan said, in about 2 weeks, I promise, barring some other massive sickness or something with one of the players, we will be playing Neon Afterglow, the sequel to our original campaign, with the whole original cast, including, as Dan said, Dan and Michelle, but also Foxy and our good friend Impact Font Joe. So definitely come and see that. It's going to be a short bit just to sort of round that story off and maybe tease the next Cyberpunk game that I kind of wanted to. Anyways, also sometime that week, although we haven't decided on a date, is going to be Henshin a Go-Go over on Singularity Roleplay, where I am playing another impulsive red boy, but this time instead of punk nerd energy, it is dumb jock energy. We're going to see how that goes. It is a Super Sentai game. My guy doesn't know what's going on, which seems fair for about every character I play. And that's about it for now, but also definitely check out this channel's Twitter, Neon Lights Our Play, where we have several people who are much funnier than me running that, so they do better jokes, all of our announcements. And join us on our Discord, because we do a bunch of fun, cool stuff. We chat a lot. Someone once described it as the best 90s forum energy possible. Anime 90s forum energy, he said, but like in a good way, I guess. And I think that's about it. Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah. And of course, not to forget myself, I am Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, which is, of course, Itch, Twitch, Twitter, I guess, Tumblr, YouTube, all over the place. Legendary Vermin. I make TTRPGs. You can catch the absolutely phenomenal cast of, not by his shadow piece, but Stardust Ghosts playing my game, No Amount of Honor, on this channel. I believe every other Wednesday. There's an episode coming up
Wednesday.
Yeah, this Wednesday.
It's pre-recorded, so they're coming out this Wednesday.
So good.
Yeah. I implore you, watch it, but don't spend your points because they can't use them.
Yes.
No matter how many times you try to get Foxy to wear ears during those games, it just won't happen. Learn from my mistake. Of course, I do things all over the internet. You can find me also over on Singularity Roleplay Tuesday tomorrow and Tuesday the next Tuesday, and then continuing after that for a game of the game Camp Runner's Cross, which I have described as gay breakfast club that is going to devolve into homophobic Friday the 13th. It's an all-queer cast. It started off as a game that we were just going to do for this month, and we have turned it into something bigger because we love it so. So come check that out. It's been really, really awesome. Everybody's characters are super duper great. And I will also be here on the 22nd, that's this Thursday, for a last transmission. Yeah, Last Transmission is another horror game, also run by Meg. Both of those games are run by Meg. Meg is fantastic. And then you can catch me for the last time this month on Wednesday the 28th for With the Will. And I think with that, we're good to say goodbye to everybody. Happy Juneteenth.
Goodbye to everybody.
I don't know where we ended with our donation goal.
Not 100% sure, unfortunately. But make sure you donate!
Donate! The link is in the chat. You all have been wonderful. This has been The World Within You. Have a great rest of your night, gang.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
Bye!
Bye now.